I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X Blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry because I'll bet my mom can't cook. Hello everyone and welcome to Mom Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Farrant, and I would sell my soul to have a successful podcast.
What's that you say? Sell your soul? Interesting.
Yes, I would sell my soul. I mean that literally. I would sell my soul, damn myself to eternal hell in order to have a successful podcast.
Well, it's me, the other host, Luke Westaway.
Lucifer Westaway.
Lucifer Beelzebub Westaway. I have a proposition for you, Andrew.
Oh. What is it? What is it? Is it to sell my soul for a successful podcast? Because I will do it.
You know what kind of success Kermode and Mayo can only dream of? Is a sold-out Christmas live show.
You mean our Christmas live show on the 16th of December, where we'll be recapping the Melissa Joan Hart, Mario Lopez film Holiday in Handcuffs?
Yes. Wouldn't you like it to be sold out?
I would absolutely love that.
You would love that, wouldn't you? That would really show Kermode and Mayo.
That would show Kermode and Mayo, yeah.
Christmas live show almost certainly sold out weeks ago.
But are they reviewing Holiday in Handcuffs? That makes it a lot harder, because it's an unwatchable film.
Yes, well... yes, Delphont McIntosh, yes, wow, that's a big theatre. Yes, book now. Yes, ticket, wow, gosh. Yes, there we go, 8th of December, finding you the best seats. Wow, it's not sold out, but there's about 15 seats left at the point of recording. Wow, Kermode and Mayo. Hang on, sorry, I'm going to go see if I can get them to sell their souls instead, and much more valuable souls. Yeah.
They're already got a successful podcast. You've got no leverage, Satan.
Oh, yes, you're right. Yes, it was much
My
easier.
soul's right here for the taking, just like the tickets at tinyurl.com/MCC handcuffs. Right there for the taking, Satan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the problem isn't the price, looking at these. Looking at what Kermode and Mayo. People are very happy to fork over. You know, actually,
all right,
I might step up one of these myself, you know.
Just have the soul anyway. I'm not using it.
Yep, thanks, bye.
Okay, bye. Welcome, folks, to this week's episode where we're talking about a film from 1999 called H.E. Double Hockey Sticks.
Yeah. So this is a Disney TV movie. However, by the strictest...
A wonderful world of Disney
yes.
It's from.
So by the strictest
like the Terra film
letter of the law, it's not a Disney Channel original movie, but it does suck just like
It is an original movie that aired on the Disney Channel, so...
Yeah.
Come on.
So I really thought that this would be better than it is. I think because I'd heard of it. I don't know. And because we did My Date with the President's Daughter, right, which was also
similarly a wonderful world of Disney.
Yeah, and even the Tower of Terror movie is it's not that bad.
If I had to describe this film in one word, it would be annoying. This film is annoying.
It is annoying. It's really annoying. It's annoying on every level. First, the surface level. The sounds and images. The sounds and images irritate the human brain. There's that.
Yep, the haircuts and the clothes and the performances.
Yes. And then on a slightly more abstracted level, I was sort of pushing my way through this movie for the first hour. Mm-hmm. And then when the third act kicked in, I became so incensed that I basically had to stop watching to just text Andy to let him know that I was having a bad time and how much I was hating it.
I know exactly why you were annoyed.
Yeah, it's absolutely obscene the way this movie is paced and the structure of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It goes out of its way to waste your time, the viewer.
Oh my God, yes. Yes, massively. It is, however, I think the only movie we've recapped. No, oh my God, no, it isn't. I was about to say this is the only movie we've recapped on Mum Can't Cook that is based upon an opera.
Oh, yeah.
No, it is, because Nutcracker Sexual Nutcracker, A Very Nutty Christmas,
Yeah.
is a ballet, right? It's not an opera.
Right, not an opera.
Nutcracker
Okay,
is a
so this
ballet.
is based on... Yeah, but it's not like a classic opera. It's from the 50s.
Yes, a 1955 opera, Griffelkin by Lucas Foss and Alistair Reed. I did listen to a bit of it. It sounds just like an opera, but all of the words are in English, so it sort of sounds worse.
So it's bad.
It's
worse.
bad. What do you want to say about this film before we...
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any sort of notes before...
Again, it's a sort of something that we ran into in our Genius recap, in that I don't know a lot about ice hockey. But a lot of the stuff in this film strikes me as like wrong in terms of ice hockey and in terms of the way the NHL is structured and the way the season runs.
Yeah, like this movie is not interested in teaching you anything about ice hockey at all.
No.
If anything, I have more questions than answers regarding ice hockey in general.
Yeah, I think we should just get into it because honestly, this film is annoying.
I know. There's the only thing I wanted to mention beforehand is that as you listen to this podcast, just know that I found it difficult this time to choose audio clips for this, like much harder than usual, because at no point in this film does anyone really say anything important.
No. Or sort of say what's happening.
No, yeah.
Or there'll be whole scenes where Will Friedel, the main character in this, they'll just like cut to him for a minute and a half just saying things. Things that have no impact on the plot, things that don't advance the story, things that aren't even funny. He'll just sort of talk for 90 seconds.
About 20 times, I think, doing my notes for this, I started noting down a time code because someone would start saying something like, here's what I need you to do, Griffelkin. And I'll be like, okay, here we go. Someone is going to concisely sum up the plot of the movie. It's an important turning point bit of dialogue. And then they'd be like, here's what I need you to do, Griffelkin. Spicy hot dogs. Whoa. Hey, zip zap.
Hey, you can't spice another man's hot dog.
Whoa.
Whoa, well, I just did, buddy. Well, let me tell you something about hot dogs.
What?
And you're like, okay,
Ooh, Marie Antoinette. End scene. And I'm like, damn it.
like, what?
They didn't get there. They didn't get to the they didn't get to the anything.
No. So okay, well, thank you for your service in
Well, I mean, wait until you
movie.
listen back. You'll listen to the clips and be like, well, this is nothing.
Well, how did they make a trailer out of it? I wonder. Let's hear.
Let's find out.
Tonight on Disney, Dave plays for goals, and Griff plays for souls. I'm here to offer you the Stanley Cup in exchange for your soul. Now the power play between good and evil begins. Are you ready to take the plunge? Boy Meets World's Matthew Lawrence and Will Friedel with Rhea Perlman in HE Double Hockey Sticks tonight at 8:40, 7:40 Central.
I mean, well done, trailer makers. You've done a good job there.
Or a bad job. It's impossible to tell at this point.
Okay, we open on Christian Hell.
Yeah, the song "Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot" is playing.
Yeah, I think it's like...
Ole, ole, ole.
You know that one. Feeling hot, hot, hot by the Merry Men. But I'm pretty sure this is a cover, so the Merry Men won't be so merry.
Yeah, they won't be getting a check from Disney.
The Merry Men are actually a lot less merry than you'd think.
Yeah. They're establishing shots of a fairly ropey castle on a mountain in a red cloud, a sort of evil Hogwarts vibe.
Yeah.
Somewhere way down below, says the text on screen, where it's hot. Real hot.
Yeah, it's the Beelzebub Vocational Institute. This is where demons learn their trade. Now, what I just told you is what this whole place is, and it took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words. This movie is going to take a lot. Well, this movie is never going to explain what's actually
It's never going to
happening here.
adequately explain what it is.
You sort of have to
or
piece
how it
functions.
functions.
This is like. It's like playing that video game Obra Dinn, like the return of the, like you have to sort of piece together the plot from cryptic bits of clues and found notes. And
Like context and a process of elimination. You have to like strike all other possibilities. You're like, oh, it's a vocational school for demons. I get
demons,
it.
I suppose. Yeah, it's like 3D Cluedo.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hell looks a lot like a lot of factories and stuff. It's a sort of industrial hellscape. The sky is red.
Yeah, it looks like the sort of place RoboCop would fight Clarence Boddicker and his gang.
Yeah, Hell.
Yeah. So Will Friedel's Griffelkin is the name of his character.
I was like, they're going to start calling him Griff, though, right?
Yeah, no, Griffelkin the whole way through. He's walking through this factory and being annoying, commenting on everything, talking to everyone. He's adopting some kind of accent that I can't place. He's sort of dancing, juking around.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to hate him.
Yeah, no one seems to like him, but strike that from your mind because it's not important. Turns out to be nothing.
Everyone does sort of like him.
Yeah. So everyone is wearing like red convict outfits. They all appear to be doing forced labour. Even though this is like, I don't think these are people who are in hell, right? It's demons learning their trade, but there do seem to be like a lot of damned souls here.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's a little confused, I think, in that it's half trainee demons and half the sort of waiting room from Beetlejuice, in that there are people with like like hilarious sort of death causes, like people with tire treads on their faces or axes in their heads and things. So it's like, are these people dead or are they demons? Or like it doesn't really explain what's happening or contextualize it in any way.
Yeah. As he passes other people, he's boasting that today he's hitting the big time. He kind of like fast talks catchphrases and punctuates everything by going like,
my man, up top. Woo! He's singing along to the background music at one point.
Ole,
which is a bit
yeah.
meta.
He won't shut up.
Everyone going to class? I failed that class. Woo! That kind of stuff.
That sort of thing. It's a kind of Jim Carrey, Robin Williams light. Very light.
Imagine the squarest person you knew in 1998 trying to act like a cool party animal.
It was me. That was literally me.
Okay, right. So yeah, this is Luke going to a party and it's like, come on now, Luke, you need to act cool.
Yeah, here we
From
go.
now on,
Somebody
you're cool.
stop me.
Oh, smoking.
Yeah.
I remember once after seeing The Mask in the 90s, my dad tried to do a Mask impression at a party.
Yeah.
And he tried to do the "somebody stop me" line, but he spun around and he went, "Somebody hold me back," and it was dead silence, and everyone just sort of stared at him politely. And then he slunk off.
That is
to get
so
a drink.
precious.
Yeah,
I have a childhood memory also of. I remember seeing The Mask, and then when The Mask got to the end,
deciding from now on I was going to be The Mask.
Well, it was like a rented VHS or something,
right?
And I remember kind of like getting up from the sofa. My family was there, and I was sort of like, I don't know, did a spin or something, or said something in a kind of like wacky lilting way, and was heading upstairs. And my mum was like, "You're not going to be doing that." She was like,
I'm going to nip this in the bud right now.
She was like, "You're not going to be doing The Mask from now on, are we? Can we not do that?" And I was like, I was absolutely mortified that it was that transparent. I was like, no. And I didn't do it again. So
just gonna step in and shut this down right now before it gets out of hand.
Absolutely did me a favour, I think. Yeah.
Got on the internet and ordered a canary yellow zoot suit. I'll be wearing this to school, Mother. No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think you will. Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of what Griffin.
That's
Griffelkin.
Yeah, Griffelkin's vibe. Two guys called Skid and Mark.
Yeah.
They run up. They say that traffic was killing them, and they have tire marks on their faces. So that's, you see, the kind of Beetlejuice thing going on. That's not what happened, because actually they were demons, and they were rewiring traffic lights to stay on red all morning. Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha. A fun form of torture. Mm-hmm. So Griffelkin explains that he's extremely hyped because he has a meeting seemingly with Satan.
Yes.
But I don't think it is Satan. Again, I could be wrong here. All I've done is watch the film very carefully, and all
I've done is take in every bit of information the film gives you.
All I've done is try my absolute best, consult IMDb, Wikipedia, and a bunch of other websites, and
the shooting script of this movie.
The shooting script, and spend about 5 hours going through it with a fine-tooth comb. And this is what I've managed to put together. So he's got a meeting, not with Satan, but with an important demon.
Yes. And he's still sort of jigging around and dancing, and like, if trying to seem cool and coming off like a total f***ing dork were an Olympic sport, Will Friedel would be setting several world records at this point.
Yes.
He descends to Beelzebub's office, and he does the f***ing eyebrow thing that I talked about in Genius, where you make the devil horns, lick your fingers, and then smooth them down in one motion. It is the dorkiest thing you can possibly do, and Oh God, it's annoying. Annoying
But
again. This
have
film
you-
is annoying.
Have you considered putting your finger around the back of your glasses and then wiggling your glasses like this to sort of?
Well, I don't wear glasses, Luke, so all I've got is making the horns and smoothing my eyebrows.
So he goes in and finds Satan or whatever. It's Rhea Perlman, who you might recognise from Matilda, the Barbie movie,
From
and
Cheers.
Yeah. She's torturing Marie Antoinette's head. Now, Marie Antoinette is kind of not an important character in this film because none of the characters in this film are important, but
But she's in it a lot.
prominent, yeah. This immediately struck me as being a bit cruel. Well, I mean, I know Marie Antoinette is the sort of reviled figure, but
Yeah.
is that like, by this time, had we not sort of come back around on that a little bit?
Has there been historical revisionism about
Well, that's what
the
I was
role
thinking.
of Marie
That's what
Antoinette?
I was thinking. I was thinking, victim of circumstance. Like, she didn't actually say, let them eat cake and all that, and etc. But then I realised that what the film wants to do is show you a famous person who is in hell.
Sure.
But also it's a family movie. So, like, probably not a famous dictator or...
That's true. Yeah, if it had been
Yeah,
Hitler
yes,
just
yeah.
hanging out in the office,
It
it
would-
would have been a different tone, I suppose.
not a good tone. So it struck me that Marie Antoinette is the safest historical figure that
you can argue is definitely in hell.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They
I
mentioned
would've
Attila
said-
the Hun earlier. They said that Attila the Hun was like a guest speaker at one of the classes.
Right, okay, yeah. I would have
So-
done Napoleon. I think that's safe enough. Do Napoleon.
Maybe the filmmakers were French and extremely
Not only French,
extremely
but
proud of Napoleon's military record.
Bonapartists.
Yeah.
Still fighting the Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take any opportunity
maybe.
to avenge Waterloo.
But Beelzebub tells Griffelkin to sit down, and then the chair that he tries to sit on collapses. And she says, "Ha-ha, breakaway chair. Even a first century student would have seen that coming."
This is weird, like, Satan seems to mostly do pranks.
Mostly pranks, yeah, mostly tormenting the severed head of Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
She claims that he hasn't cracked a book once this millennium, and then he goes to protest, but she magically silences him with like a spell or something.
Yeah. She goes over his, like, low grade point average. I was expecting GPA to be a gag. Mm-hmm. Like, GPA would then turn out to stand for, like, I don't know, gross
punishment
average or something. But
Yeah.
but no, it doesn't. She says we all have to answer to a lower authority, and if you look bad, I look bad.
Throughout all of this, Marie Antoinette's head is just on the desk, like insulting Beelzebub and sort of dunking on her and stuff. I've just written, why'd keep her here?
Yeah, I don't know. And
And Marie Antoinette is also sort of making sexual looks at Griffelkin throughout this scene as
she's
well.
like
It's a
licking
bit-
her lips and making moaning sounds and stuff.
Lascivious moaning sounds
Yeah.
at Will Friedel.
So, Miss B, Beelzebub, mentions that she has to answer to the chairman of the board, who she calls Old Harry. Now, Old Harry is an antiquated name for Satan.
For Satan the Devil.
For Satan the Devil. And again, it's like mile-a-minute dialogue here, but that's your clue, I think, that she's not, like...
She's not actual Satan,
not
but
actual
she's like
Satan.
a lieutenant of hell.
Yeah.
But the point is that she's up for review and she wants Griffelkin out of here because he sucks. So he's being deployed to the surface immediately.
Yeah.
This is apparently something demons do when they want to get their horns, like qualify as a demon. They go topside, and they get souls.
Worth
They-
mentioning,
like
no one in this film has horns, so...
good point.
Like,
yeah.
I'll go up and get my horns. None of the... Miss B doesn't have horns.
None of the other demons he sees throughout.
No one has horns in this film.
I mean, you could get those for like $5 at a joke shop. I can't imagine it would have been a hard thing to have
Unless
done.
the
but
horns are, like, on your butt or something, and then, like...
the horns are internal.
I'm going to go get my butt horns. Well, of course, I have mine. I won't show you now.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they're on my
That's
butt.
why every chair I sit on collapses.
Yeah. Yes, the horns
Yeah.
penetrate it and weaken it.
So she says, I need you to go topside and get souls. And he says... So Will Friedel, sensing the opportunity to do a bit, goes, Soul, I got soul. And then he puts on some sunglasses and starts sort of jigging and thrusting
Yeah.
to Beelzebub's disgust and Marie Antoinette's arousal.
Yeah, he's doing this excruciating dancing.
This is the first point where I've written, this film is so annoying.
Yeah, this was the first point where I'm deleting time codes because I'm like, okay, I think any moment now she's going to explain what he has to do, but then he just starts.
Just going to explain what's going on, who she is, who he is, what the situation is, what the stakes of this film are.
But then instead of that, he just starts thrusting and gyrating.
Marie Antoinette is like moaning and
Yeah.
and climaxing over this.
So
on the Disney Channel, good.
So, yeah, Marie Antoinette goes, ooh, sexy. And look, here's a bit of the film.
Look.
Here's a bit of the film. Draw your own conclusions. I'm out of here.
Mr. Griffelkin, meet your soulmate, Dave Heinrich.
Dave Heinrich, up close and personal. Rookie sensation, all-American whiz kid extraordinaire, grew up with a stick in his hands.
Wussy-looking little dude.
Heinrich's determined to go down in hockey history as one of the youngest players ever to win the Stanley Cup.
Ambition.
But it's more than mere
It's
ambition.
an ugly thing.
Heinrich wants to cash in on the kind of endorsements that only the truly legendary players enjoy. There's only one catch. His teammates. In a word, inferior. Each player worse than the next. And at 8-24-2, they're destined to stay in the cellar.
The demons. An insult to their exalted name. We're literally offering you this man's soul on a platter.
Oh, Miss B, you really know how to inspire a guy. So, how long before I hang fire out of this taco stand?
How does 5 minutes sound to you?
Mojo, come here. Come on.
So that will have given you a sense, I think, of this film's energy.
Yeah, and the sort of the way that the main character talks. Like, for example, how long before I hang fire out of this taco stand? How does 5 minutes sound? Mojo.
How long
how the kids are talking.
fire out of this taco stand?
It's how the kids are talking, Brian. We have to write dialogue the kids will understand.
5 minutes would be
They
absolute.
don't say cool, they say mojo. Someone is f***ing with these writers. Some kid is like, oh yeah, we all say hang fire out of taco stands.
Some bratty nephew is like, yeah, we all say mojo. We call everything a taco stand. And if anyone mentions soul, I put on my sunglasses and stuff.
Yeah, so we saw a bit there in the clip of Dave Heinrich, who is Matthew Lawrence's character in this movie.
Yes.
He initially appears to be some kind of hockey baby, but it turns out that he's actually a man. He's Matthew Lawrence. And the news report talks about how he longs to get endorsements. It's such a weird thing to say in the news. He hopes to get a McDonald's advert someday.
That'd be so funny if you're
dream.
watching any sports report. This is Lando Norris, the Formula One driver. Sorry, I don't know any other people from sports. He's really wants to get an endorsement. So if you happen to own a luxury watch company,
he would love to do an Activia yogurt commercial.
you would love to do Monster Energy drink or something. If you,
He'd love to drive cars so well they give him a free watch.
yeah, okay. So
how long before I hang fire out of this tattoo?
I've got a line in my notes here that says this is the first point in this film where I considered that I could be in hell.
Yeah.
Because of my life choices. I died shortly before starting this recap, and I died when we were doing the last episode, and this is hell.
Now this is hell.
Podcast hell.
Griffelkin says mojo, and then spends a while touching Marie Antoinette's face and putting his fingers in her nose, saying things like, "What are you going to do?" and "I bet you had a hot bod, baby."
Just
so that's just some things that he does.
That's just some things that occur. Then it's time for Griffelkin to head off to Earth. They're waiting for a bus. The bus is called Hellhound, like Greyhound. Fine.
Sure.
Ms. B tells Griffelkin that he will be interfacing with his right-hand man, Gabby. I'm a solo act, protests Griffelkin. So was Vanilla Ice, says Ms. B. And at this point, I fell down a very deep wiki hole about Vanilla Ice's new metal career, which...
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but he reinvented himself as a new metal star in the late 90s, early noughties.
I do know this because you texted me the other day when I was at work. To tell me about it.
Yeah, this is your work now.
Some of us have jobs, Luke.
Yeah. Well, your work now is listening to Vanilla Ice's new metal. He does a new metal cover of Ice Ice Baby. It's quite something.
You know, he was a champion water skier or jet skier or something.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, you didn't go down much of a Vanilla Ice rabbit hole,
Well,
did you?
no, I was focused exclusively on the new metal stuff.
Oh, okay, fine. I don't know what this Vanilla Ice comment means. Vanilla Ice had enormous success as a solo artist. You can say, oh, he was a flash in the pan, but he was successful.
Yeah, he was very successful. I think it's I think you have to bear in mind that this was the point where Vanilla Ice was launching his new metal career. And so at the point when the film came out, it was a very, very safe dunk to be like...
But also, presumably, Vanilla Ice wasn't a solo new metal act. He wasn't playing... No. He wasn't on the turntables and the guitar.
Vanilla Ice said that he's sick of drum machines. A live band gives him the energy that he needs to create... the things he created.
Rap metal.
Yeah, to create rap rock. He claims that he didn't know about Limp Bizkit.
This is the other thing you told me when you texted me. You said that Vanilla Ice believes that he independently invented new metal.
Look, Vanilla Ice's lawyers, if you're listening, that's not what I said. It's he was pressed at some point. Like, do you think this sounds a bit like Limp Bizkit? And he was like, what? No, what?
What?
What do you?
No, what?
What?
No. That couldn't be. That's like saying Ice Ice Baby sounds like Under Pressure, which I claim was different, which I claimed in court. I'd never heard.
Okay. Griffelkin is given a flip phone. It's called the Flip Fork.
Yes, it's not a phone really. It's sort of a phone, but instead of an antenna, it has a little pitchfork that comes out of the end.
Yeah.
This is hot, says Griffelkin. Stolen this morning, says Beelzebub. I've written, what? From whom? What?
From old Harry. Yeah.
This is essential demon equipment. Why is it stolen? From who?
I don't know. It's like all of hell has to... I don't know. It's... Oh. All I can do is bellow like a cow being branded. I've got no criticism to offer here. I can just bellow. Okay. He's given a huge manual. We find out that the device is called the Hellula 2000. And I was like, okay,
pretty funny.
Reasonable. They then never refer to it as that.
So he gets this phone. He gets on the Hell bus to go to the surface. The bus is driven by a man named Picklehead, who has a pickle for a head. I've written, this feels more like Halloween Town than Christian Hell, which is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. The driver says it's just a little wormy thing.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that. What does he mean?
Will Friedel does some sort of quick fire dialogue about his small head.
Oh.
And then the driver says it's just a little wormy thing, referring to his head. So his head is like a little wormy thing.
It's like a little pickle thing because he's called Picklehead.
I know, but he says it's just a little wormy thing. All I can do is tell you this episode is going to feature a lot of where normally Andy and I would breeze onto the next scene, like the consummate professionals we are, is going to peter out as we
get snagged in we get ensnared in the sort of thrashing vines of this movie and dragged under the surface.
Yeah, this driver's only going to be in one more scene, and it's about 2 seconds long. So,
but he's called Picklehead.
He says it's just a little wormy thing. So we get to Earth.
Yeah.
Griffelkin sits on the bus and he retches from the smell of trees, and he sees people playing in the park and having a nice time. He can't stand it. He says it's disgusting. Then he walks past a bin and says, "Baba, instruction manual."
Instruction manual.
Yeah, and
like he delivers every line in this film.
Yeah, and he throws away the big phone instructions. So he steps out of the bus at the home stadium of the Delaware Demons.
Yes.
And into a huge packed arena. I was a bit wrong-footed here. I thought that Matthew Lawrence's character was on like a high school team.
Yes, I assumed that he would be a boy playing for like his local team who weren't very good. He is playing for a legitimate NHL team and a fictional one for this movie, but they are playing the Edmonton Oilers, who are a genuine NHL team.
Now, I don't think there are any NHL teams where any of the players are bad at hockey. Like, so bad that they fall over all the time.
This is kind of a sticking point for me in this movie, is that there are sort of... what I can tell you, Luke, is there are 32 teams in the NHL.
Okay.
Which isn't many teams. And there are a lot of people who want to play professional ice hockey. You think if you fell over all the time and couldn't play hockey, you probably wouldn't make it into one of those teams.
Yeah. Like, I get that between the top teams and the bottom teams in the NHL, there is a margin of difference in the team's overall ability. But you'd have to think the margin is quite narrow and doesn't extend to cannot ice skate.
You'd think they're all probably operating at an elite level.
Yeah.
Just at different increments of eliteness.
Exactly.
And yet, throughout this film, we will see many professional hockey players earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year who can barely skate on the ice.
This film gives us a detailed look at 2 of the teams in the National Hockey League, and every single player, except one, on both teams cannot ice skate.
It's absolutely wild.
It's like they've condensed all of hockey into this one league. So it's like you've got people who are just giving it a go, like, oh, it's a way to keep fit on a Sunday. Some of the other dads are doing it. And then you've got, like, you know, gifted elite athletes who train every day.
Later on, one of the teams in the NHL talks about how their goalie can't see very well because the tour bus backed over his head. Like,
yeah,
this is the NHL. This makes much more sense if it's a school team.
Yes.
Because, you know, it's just like, well, we're making people do it because it's part of their schooling.
Yeah, and it would make sense for, like, you would have a high school hockey team where all the players suck. I mean,
yeah.
At this point, I would like to gesture broadly to every sports decom in the world that follows the same good playbook of how to structure one of these movies. The Mighty Ducks was already out at the point where this film came out, right?
Yeah. Luke, do you know what the average NHL salary is as of the 2022-2023 season?
Go on.
It's $3.2 million a year.
Okay, yeah, so you're probably not pulling that in. If you can't ice skate.
You literally can't ice skate.
As most of the players of the Delaware Demons are unable to.
Yeah.
Okay, so the announcer, who is a sort of recurring figure through this movie, every time we see him, he does a bit where he wanders off on a tangent about a holiday he took. And now that I've said that, we never need to tell you what any of those things are.
Never need to check in on that again. That's fine. They had nothing. The commenter is talking about the Demons. He says the team sucks except for Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah.
Their brash young star.
But as usual, he seems to be keeping the puck all to himself.
Yes, he refuses to pass to his teammates, who are all angry at him, and he has a special maneuver.
Should disqualify you from the NHL. Refusal to pass ever.
Well, he's got a special maneuver because he's called Dave Heinrich. He's got a maneuver called the Heinrich maneuver.
Right.
That he does.
Yes, he does.
So it's good.
So the thing that's annoying about some of the hockey players being incompetent, I get that this is a comedy movie, whatever. I'm not going to nitpick about that. But the reason that it's annoying is because, as I mentioned before, this film is not interested in showing you anything about hockey. It's not interested in showing you any good or visually interesting hockey. And this Heinrich maneuver is another good example of this, because he has this famous maneuver, but you never see it clearly. You never really get a sense of what it is.
There's a bit later on where he explains it to someone, and I was none the wiser after the explanation. He's like, you hit, and then you hit, and then you do it, and then where?
Bam, goal.
It's because the writers of this film don't know what hockey is, and they've never played it.
There are lots of hockey sequences in this movie, and they all look like a random assortment of stock footage of hockey games. One edit will not lead into the next, and it's so disjointed that as soon as it begins, your brain sort of says to you, okay, this isn't going to be a movie where any of the plot is told on the ice. And it isn't. Everything is off the ice, and then there are these long sequences of hockey where you can't tell what's happening, you can't tell who's winning. It's just a load of disconnected scenes of ice skates and puck slapping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it is annoying, because I love a sports decom. I like the way that a decom or a crappy TV movie can introduce you to a sport you don't care about.
I like ice hockey. I've been to see a few games. I've seen the Maple Leafs. I've seen the San Jose Sharks. I had a really good time both times. It's a good sport. I would like to see some more good hockey.
But now I'm watching this film and I'm like, so this is what Andy likes, is it? And now I think less of him.
Oh, as per.
Yeah.
So Griffelkin is watching this, and he's cold and annoying. Gabrielle Union, the actor, walks down the stairs selling something called Hottie Hots, then hits Griffelkin with the box. It turns out that she is Gabby and is to be Griffelkin's right-hand man. He's not having it, though. I have nothing against women, he says, but I'm a solo act.
I have nothing
Go
against...
back to selling your little Girl Scout cookies.
I have nothing against women is a bad line for your main character to open with.
Yeah, it's a good opening line to talking to someone who's supposed to be helping you with the whole soul harvesting deal.
Yeah. Already by this point, I was tangled up in my usual struggle to figure out who from this film is currently most famous, because in the stands we also see the characters of Anne and Lewis. So Anne is the girlfriend of Dave Heinrich, the star player.
Sure.
And Lewis is her little brother. Lewis is played by Sean Pyfrom, who is Andrew in Desperate Housewives.
Okay.
Which is not a show I watched, but was gigantically popular. So it's like...
I mean, Gabrielle Union is pretty famous.
Yeah,
She was in
Bring It On and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was an awful lot of Desperate Housewives. It was a big show. I'm just saying.
Well, one thing we can say is that it's not Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what hottie hots are. I tried Googling it, but all I got was, like, underwear, and I was using my laptop in a public place at this point, and already looking very strange because I'm watching HE double hockey sticks.
I think it's probably meant to be like, do you know Red Hots, the, like, cinnamon candies?
Yeah. You think it's like, okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, fine. Anyway, yeah, someone next to me was having like a Zoom meeting and they were pitching some kind of AI data set, and I was just sat next to them with HE double hockey sticks going in a Google. and then
we're both working.
And then a Google document next to HE double hockey sticks that I'm frantically writing down.
Making incredibly meticulous notes about the 1999 Disney Channel movie HE double hockey sticks.
I'm not going to do this in public anymore. So after the game, Hotshot Dave comes out. He's mobbed by the press, but he also finds Anne and Lewis.
Yeah.
Dave tries to impress Lewis, the little boy, but Lewis is not having it. Lewis is like, and stares daggers at Dave and tells him that he's going to go and get some autographs from players that he cares about.
We find out that the week before, Lewis had bribed the organist to play Send in the Clowns every time Matthew Lawrence took to the ice. Which is...
How much do you think it costs to bribe the organist of a National Hockey
League
to play Send in the Clowns every time the star player comes out?
Again, every time they sort of refer to the NHL, it seems like it's a sort of like amusing local little game happening in the town that they live in, rather than an international sports league.
Do you think potentially this movie was outlined as a sort of more traditional high school teen supernatural drama?
It really feels like it.
But then they bagged Matthew Lawrence.
They bagged the Boy Meets World duo of Friedel and
Lawrence, and then they were like, well,
these men are 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, so we're going to have to just set the whole thing, I guess, around the NHL.
Around the National Hockey League,
Do we have the money for that? Where have you gone?
I think presumably they have to like license the NHL logo and team names and stuff.
Well, they get around that by having the team play a team that Disney owned later on. So
yeah, but they are literally playing the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
so
maybe that. Yeah, well, I suppose the Oilers. You might say the Oilers got their palms greased.
Sure. So the world's press ask Matthew Lawrence how bad he wants to win the Stanley Cup. I'd sell my soul to win the Stanley Cup, he says, chuckling.
Yeah, helpfully for the film.
Griffelkin appears in the crowd and says, will you sell your soul, and at what price? He just said the Stanley Cup, Griffelkin. Yeah. Pay attention.
Dave is like, I don't know, man. I was joking. Griffelkin looks furious.
Yeah.
Later we cut
Anyway, that's the scene.
That's the scene. Later we cut to Griffelkin asleep at the hockey rink. I guess he's living here?
Yep.
Fine.
He's dreaming about clowns.
Yeah, suddenly Gabby roars up on a Zamboni. He's like, he's sort of showing off to her. He's desperate to not accept her help. So he's talking about, the job's nearly done, nearly got him to sign. I've nearly got his soul in the bag. Mm-hmm. She says, and you, of course, you do know where he lives, right? So that you can go get this contract signed. It turns out he doesn't. And
there's some sort of weak comedy where she tells him where he lives.
Yeah.
Suggests going there to get the paperwork signed. Griffelkin inhales his pen cap.
And this ends the scene.
And this ends the scene for a bit of physical comedy.
Yeah, they're like, how shall we end this scene? Let's have him choking on a pen lid. That'll do.
Yeah.
We cut to the apartment building. Griffelkin's trying to get in, but the doorman won't open the door because Griffelkin is dressed head to toe in Delaware Demons merch, so he looks like a fan.
A crazed fan, yeah.
So in a rage, Griffelkin takes out his flip fork to try and kill the doorman with satanic magic.
Yes.
But
it doesn't work.
It doesn't do anything. He mashes the buttons And then he's put on hold with the phone's helpline. It says, hello, and thank you for choosing the Cellular 2000, even though it's called the Hellular 2000. This really annoyed me. Then he starts dancing and grooving to the hold music. Because that's runtime.
So annoying.
After a little while of dancing, it says, maybe consult the manual. But of course, he threw the manual in the bin.
Yep.
So you're probably thinking, now he has to get the manual back, or,
Or the phone won't activate.
Yeah. And then what? And
then it activates.
Yeah.
The phone activates for no reason. And now he can walk around and use it to murder window washers, which he does.
Yeah. It goes, flip fork, log on, complete. And then Griffelkin says, it's flip fork time, we're up and running. No, wait, the phone says that. Oh, God, this movie's bad. So, yeah, we get a shot of him, like a montage of him walking around the city, casually killing people with his phone.
People at random. He causes 3 car accidents.
Yeah. He's like, it all happens off screen, but there's no other way to read what happens. Like, he'll sort of do a spin and go zap like that off screen, and you'll hear someone go like, yeah, or you'll hear like a car crash.
He wanders around aimlessly killing people for a while, looking for Dave Heinrich, and then stumbles across a sports bar called Dave Heinrich's Penalty Box and goes inside.
Yeah.
He asks to see the proprietor, and the maitre d' says that Dave Heinrich never comes here. So Griffelkin decides that instead he'll wander around the restaurant doing bits.
Oh, God. Also, the restaurant's called Dave Heinrich's Penalty Box, but all of the signage inside says Heinrich's Sports Restaurant. So it's like a different look. It doesn't matter.
It's just got a big picture of Matthew Lawrence looking like dispassionate on the outside. So
there's a roughly 1 minute comedy bit with a greeter at the restaurant who's wearing a hockey mask that renders his speech unintelligible. Then he goes to eat a chip, like a fry, and then he spits it out.
Yeah.
Because I guess he can't eat human food.
He just doesn't like the taste of it. He eats mold and garbage, he says later.
Yeah, but then, he never does. It doesn't matter. Then Lewis, who is here.
Yeah, the little kid from earlier who hates Matthew Lawrence is here, unsupervised at a sports bar in the middle of the day.
Yeah, a sports bar dedicated to glorifying Matthew Lawrence's... Yeah. So Lewis shouts "puck" to make Griffelkin fall over in panic. Then he challenges Griffelkin to a game of table hockey, and Lewis...
It's not important. They have a long and unentertaining game of mechanical ice hockey.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Andy, but if we take that attitude, we could say it's not important, and then the credits roll.
They have a really long and unentertaining game of
yes, but it's no more or less good or interesting than anything else that happens in this film. So what do we say? What do we talk about?
Yeah. Right, during this mechanical ice hockey game, it's revealed that Dave Heinrich goes out with the boy's sister.
Yes.
This is the first time we find out this information.
Yeah.
Griffelkin claims to be writing
we're a third of the way through the runtime. And this is, they're just dropping this. Fine.
Yeah. Griffelkin claims to be a journalist writing a Dave Heinrich dirt piece.
Yeah.
Which the kid is into. Yeah. And he says, I'll get you into the locker room before the game. For a slam job on the abominable Iceman himself, I'd even let you beat me in a game of table hockey.
Fine.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll get you in the locker room before the game.
What? You would do that for me?
Yeah. For a slam job on the abominable Iceman himself, I'd even let you beat me in a game of table hockey.
Oh, there's 5.
See you tonight.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Also, Griffelkin asks Lewis, how come you're so good at table hockey? And Lewis says, it's because I've got a free tab on account of how my sister goes out with the guy who owns this place.
Yeah.
But this conversation began with Lewis saying, hey, buddy, got a quarter to play table hockey. So does he have a free tab or doesn't he?
It doesn't matter. It's like...
I know.
If the writers don't care, why should we?
Why should we? But it's like, you'll spot one of these like fairly glaring errors and you're like, well, I feel like I should mention this on the podcast. But at the same time,
it's nothing.
Why?
So we cut to the Delaware Demons locker room. The locker room, says Griffelkin, who can't say a single sentence like a normal human being.
Yeah. So, yeah. Lewis is here also. He's sarcastically wearing the jersey of another team to
the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, to further own Dave. Should we call him Dave or should we call him Matthew Lawrence?
I mean, they're going to talk about the Heinrich maneuver a lot, but I do want to call him Matthew Lawrence.
Okay, so just know Dave Heinrich is Matthew Lawrence, yeah.
Griffelkin introduces himself, says he's from hell, offers him his card. Funny gag, says Matthew Lawrence. I'm here to offer you the Stanley Cup in exchange for your soul. And he doesn't believe him. He blows him off.
Yeah.
But he says, a demonstration. How about it if I make that guy score 3 goals, he says, pointing to a man collapsing under a pile of hockey sticks who is somehow still a pro NHL player earning $3 million a year.
Marcel Lenard is his name. As Andy says, he's currently being crushed under hockey sticks for no reason. He's like falling over from a standing position. So the client wants fireworks, says Griffelkin to the camera for the first and only time in this film. He's not going to do it again, and he hasn't done it before.
Directly.
But just this once. Fine.
Just this once, he breaks the fourth wall, disrupting the entire setup of the movie.
Yeah, to say, so the client wants fireworks. So here's how this plays out. In the hockey game...
Sorry, also, when he says fireworks he shall have, he then starts laughing, and then the laugh turns into a cough because he can't do anything without turning it into a bit.
I know. Like, it's not Will Friedel's fault, is it? Like, this really feels to me like a sort of that thing where you'll finish your dialogue and then the director's kind of doing that, like, keep rolling hand motion at you, like, and then keep going, improv if you like. We've actually only got 25 minutes of script. So we're going to need you to tack on...
Improv if you like. Actually do improv, even if you don't like. Just throw some stuff out there.
We're going to need you to elongate every scene by 60%. That's the only way we're going to come up to the minimum runtime. So
don't worry. If it's no good, don't worry. We won't use it, although we will use it.
We're going to use it all, because as soon as we've got 86 minutes in the can, we're out of it.
We're out. We are. What was it? We're going to blow this taco stand mojo style.
Yes, you know, Will, something that you kids like to say. Anyway, just be
we're going
to
hang fire.
Just be natural, Will, but do say
whatever you want. And every single word you say will go in the movie.
Do say the mojo thing that my nephew says, because...
Yeah, it's just because that's cool. That's what he told me. I gave him $10 for cool words, and it was mostly mojo.
So, during the hockey game, Griffelkin sits up in the stands and he aims the flip fork at Marcel Lenard to make him score goals 3 times. I watched all of this several times and I can't figure out what is supposed to be happening. He aims the thing and goes bleep like that, and then like the camera sort of wiggles around, and then there's a goal, and it's like hooray.
Marcel Lenard is scoring goals like on accident. I think he's sort of like tripping over, but then his body will like collide with the puck and send it into the goal.
Yeah, like Griffelkin is able to sort of remotely use this phone to use satanic magic to make someone fall over in a way that means they'll score, even though Griffelkin doesn't know anything about ice hockey and doesn't like ice hockey.
No.
Like, imagine how much you'd have to know about ice hockey to be able to sit in the stands and be like, and now I'll do a spell that will...
Now I'll manipulate this player to make the game win.
Yeah. Like, the logic of this phone, the flip fork, and it's going to be such an important part of the film. But fine.
It's so annoying. So Lenard scores this hat trick that has been promised.
Yeah.
An astonished Dave Heinrich skates into the box, where all of a sudden all the players in the box are Griffelkin doing various amusing voices.
Yeah, I don't understand why, but crucially, they do say, we'll have that soul faster than you can say, HE double hockey sticks. And then we cut to ad break, because I guess everyone in the movie was so pleased with having got that trailer moment in the bag that they... The commentator describes Marcel, the one who scores the hat-trick, as the usually sluggish defenseman. Imagine any player at this level. A bit like a commentator being like, well, they're usually sluggish. This usually sluggish player.
Well, you know how like most professional sports teams have like 7 or 8 joke players.
Yeah.
And then the sort of like the 4 or 5 real players.
Yeah, the 4 or 5 real players. Yeah. And then everyone else is a sort of comedy player whose job is to throw up and fall over in the throw up.
And sort of comically flail around on the ice. And or in football, you know, they sort of like try to do a big kick, but like Charlie Brown going for the football, they just sort of like swing and land on their back, and everyone just enjoys that, don't they?
But anyway, I was feeling good at this point in the recap because we're about half an hour in and he's just done this big demonstration. I'm like, all right, it's soul selling time.
Yeah.
The plot can begin.
Now the plot will kick in.
Because Matthew Lawrence has just been
stuff.
given this incontrovertible demonstration. Satan appeared and was like, I'm going to make this guy score a hat-trick. Then this guy scores a hat-trick that he cannot explain and no one else can. And then the film just sort of is just going to kind of like go on. Full stop. The next day...
Full stop, it's just going to go on.
The next day, Matthew Lawrence heads out. He tries to unlock his car, but Griffelkin possesses the car alarm and kind of attacks him in the street.
Yeah. Matthew Lawrence is like, it's early and I haven't had my cup of coffee. Suddenly a cup is in his hand and hot coffee is pouring out of the sky into it.
Yeah, why didn't he just do this as a demonstration? You need a demonstration? Yeah. How about this? Oh, magic coffee from the sky.
Coffee out of the sky.
It'd be better if the coffee came up from the ground, because it's like...
Up from hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was like hell coffee. Or if it sort of sprayed out of his eyes and mouth into Matthew Lawrence's cup.
Yeah, like a sort of weird Geiger-esque appendage came out of his back. And just... just
a faucet of like boiling hot coffee,
or not a faucet,
sprayed directly
but like,
into Matthew Lawrence's crotch.
Slowly dripped it. Like the whole thing has to sort of pulsate, and then you'll get a drip. Because actually, drip coffee's nicer, isn't it? So like,
yeah, but if it was just like one huge drip that filled
a
mug,
drip,
yeah, with like screaming faces in it, kind of roiling, and
that would be good.
Yeah, but no, what happens is some coffee falls out of the sky, and then 2 lumps of sugar fall out of the sky, and then it's it's fun.
Do you believe me yet? Says Griffelkin, echoing the wishes of the audience. Then Griffelkin makes the pitch to Dave. He says, "Look, the demons won't win the Stanley Cup without help."
Mm-hmm.
And then Matthew Lawrence says, "I'm late for practice. Drop the Damien bit." And leaves.
Griffelkin calls him a wuss. We then get a scene of Griffelkin saying things.
Yes, it's a
for
comedy
about
bit.
60 seconds.
He wastes time all day making voice memos.
Uh-huh.
Now he's at the hockey stadium again, but Matthew Lawrence just said, "I've got to go to practice."
Yep.
Shouldn't he be here also? Do they practice somewhere other than the ice rink? Seems wasteful.
I guess maybe, but he just sort of like, note to self, here are 6 amusing observations, and then just sort of says things for a minute. Get in touch with the Switzerland men's yodeling team. They wear little leather pants. Well, time for the next scene.
Sorry, I'm just getting the nod from the director that it's not time for the next scene.
It's not, okay, I've got to do 40 more seconds of this. Yeah, what, isn't it weird when you go to the urinals and a man comes and starts using the one right next to you instead of leaving a gap?
Here's someone who should go to hell. The president.
Politicians, am I right?
Yeah. It's cold up here because I'm not in hell anymore.
Oh, because I'm not in hell anymore.
I've got to get a sweater. I've got to get a sweater to put.
Yeah,
on.
People on Earth eat steak, but I eat poop because I'm from hell, I guess.
Does anyone have any?
All right, back to the movie, everyone.
Oh, sorry, wait. I'm just getting the sign that it's not time to go back to the movie yet. Boy, where can I get a poop taco around here? Where the taco is poop as well.
Yeah, and then I'll poop out a steak. Is that how it works?
It could be.
I don't know. Please let me stop talking.
Note to self. Ask Marie Antoinette out on a date because she's got nobody to go with. That was okay, right? That's got to be a cut.
I could really get ahead in life if I went out with her, right?
Hang on.
Anyone?
Wait, I'm sorry. The director's chair is empty. He went to the bathroom. He said, keep going.
Let me just check the suitcase with the budget in it, in cash. No! That's gone too.
Not again! I love the idea so much that the budget is in the suitcase. That is so plausible. Eisner just in his office has rows and rows of briefcases full of modest amounts of cash. And a key to the Epcot dumpster, and it's like, go with God. Do your best.
Here's a stack of 5s. Go and make a movie.
Here's a stack of fives and the code to what was the crappy Muppets? Walter B. hologram or something?
Waldo C. graphic.
Waldo C. graphic. Yes. Oh man.
Here's a bundle of fives and the times that the security guard Gus takes his coffee break.
The security guard is me. I'm saving money by also being the security guard for Disney.
Yeah, but I don't look at the dumpster at these times.
Yes, and I'm so tired. It's making it very hard to make good decisions.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
So later, Griffelkin is sat with Gabby in the middle of the ice, and he's like, "Okay, Gabby, not that I need any help, but hypothetically, what would you do in my situation?" Then she summons a book called Soul Snatching for Idiots that slams into his penis and testicles like a meteorite. This is the third gag in the movie where the gag is a gigantic book.
Mm-hmm. Pretty funny.
And I don't think it's going to be the last either, because we've had the manual, and we've had like the big sort of like file on Griffelkin that we had in Ms. B's office, and later we're going to have a soul contract. Like I basically what I wonder is, like, are they reusing the prop, do you think? Like, do you think they sort of...
and just changing the cover?
The laminate.
Yeah, I think that's
front?
plausible. Yeah, for sure.
So she says, you might want to check out page 37, paragraph 2, and stop by the Iceland skating rink at 3:00.
Yep.
We never, ever find out what it is in the Soul Getting for Dummies that Griffelkin has read or learned.
Nope.
But in any case, he goes to this ice rink.
And Griffelkin goes there and confronts Lewis, the small, unpleasant boy.
Yeah.
Lewis isn't playing ice hockey with the others because he's too small and bad at hockey. And Matthew Lawrence won't teach him the Heinrich maneuver either because he's too busy for his teammates, let alone Lewis.
Yeah.
Lewis's sister Anne is there doing figure skating.
Yeah.
Lewis tells of how she was on her way to the Olympics, but Dave went for the gold and she didn't, brackets question mark.
Yeah, so she got a near perfect score at Nationals. A few times more in the movie, Dave and Anne are going to reference their time together trying to get to Nationals, but like for figure skating, for different sports?
Presumably for figure skating, but then Matthew Lawrence started playing ice hockey and Anne stopped competitive skating for an unspecified reason.
The important thing for the plot, such as it is that Anne stopped chasing her dream, which is good, whereas Matthew Lawrence is relentlessly pursuing his dream of winning the Stanley Cup, which is bad because he has no time for his girlfriend and no time for Lewis, his girlfriend's little brother.
Not her son, just her little brother. Where are the parents? Don't know. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's like a holdover from the early draft of the script where like they were...
Where they were teens.
Yeah, where they were teens, yeah. So Lewis gives Griffelkin a load of dirt for the article that he believes he's writing. So dirt including, for example, that he's the biggest puck hog I've ever seen. He says the puck won't get away from it. It's like there's some kind of strange magnetic bond
between his stick and the puck.
Yeah.
So we cut to the Demons versus the Mighty Ducks.
Did you know the Mighty Ducks was real?
Yeah.
That's wild. I can't believe.
Well, I've spent some time in Anaheim.
Sure. But in all that time, you never lost sight of the fact that it's wild that they made the Mighty Ducks a real team, right?
Yeah. It is it's weird.
Yeah.
But so they're playing. Matthew Lawrence goes to shoot, but Griffelkin uses the flip fork and makes the puck stick to his hockey stick. Everyone is confused, and then because it was very funny the first time, they do it again, only now the puck is stuck to his glove, and it sort of goes up and down like a yo-yo.
Yeah, with some like slightly shonky CGI on it, kind of going boing, boing, boing. At this point, I was looking at my watch and being like, when is this film going to begin? Because
Get to the plot.
I feel like we got so close to signing the Soul contract, and now we've taken like 10 steps backwards.
Now we're going back to like proving that he's a devil, even though he's already done that.
He opened this film saying, I would sell my soul to win the Stanley Cup. And now we're like...
then a guy turned up and was like, hello, I'm the devil. I'll take you up on that offer.
Yeah. And now, for some reason, I don't know if this is supposed to further his cause of persuading him to sign the contract, but now Griffelkin is effing with Matthew Lawrence and like making it so the puck is all sticky and stuff.
He does another one where he makes it so that whenever he hits the puck, it returns to him like a boomerang.
Yeah. When the puck sticks to him, for some reason, it causes complete chaos. If this happened in, like, I don't know, if this happened for real, it would be like, okay, well, let's stop the game and figure out what's going on. Somehow, this results in, like, every single player falling over each other and everyone slamming into everything.
Trying to pull the puck off and stuff. They would just say, something's happened, let's just get a new stick and puck out here.
Yeah.
It would happen in about 10 seconds and the game would restart.
Yeah. Anyway, we cut back to Christian Hell. All the demons we've met so far and Ms. B are sat around watching the game. They're all applauding and loving this as if a puck stuck to a stick is the height of cruelty that, like, actual hell can conceive of.
Yeah, they're loving it for real.
Yeah. We cut to Matthew Lawrence's apartment later on. We learn that tomorrow there's a huge game for the Demons at home because the Detroit Red Wings are coming in and they've won 9 of the last 10 games.
Uh-huh.
We learn this from the news because this movie, like constantly picture in picture throughout this whole film, there's like a news report about hockey.
A news report telling you what's happening, Griffelkin turns up. He's annoying.
Which makes
I'm not going to sell my soul.
All the stuff about him trying to get into the building earlier slightly...
Yeah, well, he's got a working flip phone now. He probably just killed the...
of course,
Because he tried to kill him earlier, but it wasn't
just
working.
Exploded
so this
him
time,
in cockroaches,
we have to assume that he created a blood geyser out of the doorman, and now is inside.
Yeah. Like, so Griffelkin makes his big pitch. He's like, now listen, Matthew Lawrence, what are you saving your soul for? Anne, you've been dating her for 2 years and you haven't moved so much as a toothbrush over to her house. And Lewis, there's not enough buffalo wings in the world to bribe that kid into liking you. You're in it purely for yourself.
Is this not a good time for a clip, do you think?
Andy, I did think that. Keep this in. I did think that.
Okay.
But then I thought probably it's better to have the bit where he actually signs, which is like 1 minute from now.
Okay.
So I was like...
fine.
But, no, I agree with you. I started noting the time code, but then they don't.
No, I'm not annoyed at you. I'm annoyed at the movie.
But then this scene peters out and doesn't end in a contract being signed.
Well, what it turns into is an ESPN documentary from the future, which Griffelkin shows to Matthew Lawrence. He's like, "Here's your future if you don't sell your soul and win the Stanley Cup."
You know what? I do want to hear this. This is fun. I don't care.
Okay,
yeah, let's have this.
All right, I can't win a Stanley Cup all by myself. I'm not going to sign over my soul either.
Well, then let me ask you a question. Who are you saving it for?
What?
Your soul. Granted, I'm totally new at this, but, like, isn't that, like, the point? To share it with somebody else?
What about Anne? What about her? Huh?
Well, let's see, you guys have been dating for, 2 years now? You haven't moved so much as a toothbrush over to her house? And Lewis? Oh, no! There's not enough buffalo wings in the world to bribe that kid into liking you. I mean, no, Dave. You're in it solely for yourself.
I think you got your love lines crossed, Dr. Drew.
Oh, do I? Well, what? Why don't we examine it then, shall we? I think you need to take a look at your future. Shall we? Come on, it's right here. Look at this.
Back to the world of hockey. I'm Brad Nessler. This is Sports Desk. The sports world lost an obscure legend today. Wow, talk about letting yourself go. Dave Heinrich, a one-time shining star of professional hockey, died today at the age of 43, choking on a piece of goose liver at an all-you-can-eat smorgasbord. Heinrich, who at one point in his career was thought to be on his way to the Hall of Fame, abruptly left the game after a series of unexplainable puck-hogging incidents in which he refused to let anyone else come in contact with his little rubber friend. Heinrich never actually won the Stanley Cup, and it plagued him till his dying days.
All right, enough.
It's worth pointing out that on this ESPN news piece, the illustrative photo of Matthew Lawrence is an extremely poor Photoshop of him looking morbidly obese for some reason.
Yeah, and it's like this is your future. This is it. It's all getting more and more diluted and weird because he says, "I'll sell my soul to win the Stanley Cup." That's so clean.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, fine, sign the contract. But then it's like, oh, well, now what I'll do is sort of rob you of your talent and sort of mock you by making the hockey puck.
He already said he'd do it.
Why doesn't he just go to his apartment now and say, sell your soul to me and I will stop ruining your games?
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's enough.
Well,
But now
I guess the thing is, it's
Anne.
Yeah, and it's suddenly like it's that Simpsons thing where it's like, we don't own Homer Simpson's soul because he pledged it to Marge, and so we can't.
What's happened? What's happened is that we're halfway through the movie and they've realised, oh, hang on, we've not actually introduced the arc for Matthew Lawrence, which is that he only cares about himself and he's very selfish and he doesn't pass the puck and he doesn't have any time for his girlfriend. So, like, now we need to sort of get that ball very slowly rolling. And the way we'll do that is by having Griffelkin say to him, hey, you know how you're a real POS and you never have any time for your girlfriend? Anyway, how about double down on that and sell your soul to me in exchange for the Stanley Cup?
Yeah. If you don't, you'll die a beast at 43. And he's like, damn, all right, fine.
Yeah.
So
actually,
Matthew Lawrence runs up to the... Matthew Lawrence runs up to the roof garden and says, yeah, I'll do it. Suddenly, Griffelkin is in a suit and a red shirt. He produces a contract and a pen.
Matthew Lawrence only has one question before signing, which is, how hot does it really get down there? Mm-hmm. Well, you know what they say, baby, says Griffelkin. It's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity.
Yep, pretty funny.
And then there is a comedy number of signatures and initials to do. I can't believe it's weird. I feel like the film made the case for him selling his soul, and now
then walked it back.
Yeah, then walked it back. So now it feels really weird that he's selling his soul. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you actually selling your soul to the devil?
Because he was like, when confronted with the kind of real possibility of it, he was like, oh no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it was like, oh, you're an actual devil. Well, and of course I won't be selling my soul. I don't want to go to actual hell forever. And it's
and then he's like, or do I? Yes, I do.
What this movie needed was for Griffelkin to pop out at the beginning like a reporter and be like, what's that? You say you'll sell your soul? Oh, just sign this autograph right here. Sign.
Yeah, and then suddenly he's locked into it and he's like, I didn't realise what I was getting into it. Yeah.
And then Matthew Lawrence can still have his arc. But then the problem would be that then they would have to write a bunch, and they'd already written all this. I don't know.
They'd already, Will Friedel had already improvised 30 minutes of absolute gold, so and they didn't have to pay a writer for that. Yeah. So that's great.
So back in hell, Ms. B, Beelzebub, gets a telegram. It's from Griffelkin, and it says, got his soul.
Yep.
We then cut to Ms. B and Griffelkin talking on the phone, which makes it seem a bit odd that he sent a telegram.
Why did he send a telegram? He has a phone.
So they're chatting. She's delighted. She says, why not stay up there for a bit? Maybe poke some new holes in the ozone. You know, just sort of treat yourself.
Yeah, drum up some new business. Griffelkin says he's been looking into horns in the catalogue and was wondering if he can have his erotically pierced.
Yeah. Sure. They're on your butt, aren't they?
Beelzebub argues with Marie Antoinette and the scene ends.
Yeah. Well, Marie Antoinette is like, are you sure this is a good idea? So, ooh la la, something good could happen.
Yeah.
As in that would be bad for all the residents of hell. I don't know why Marie Antoinette, who's being tortured in hell, is on the side of...
It's doing the whole bad is good thing.
Fine.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm worried about going to hell.
Yeah, I mean, you should, with all the stuff you do.
Well, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about the way that sometimes I access websites, streaming platforms, as if I was in a different country.
Yeah, and I think that is probably morally indefensible and against the Christian Bible.
Yeah.
It's the 11th commandment. I think it got cut for time, but it's like, thou shalt not pretend to be in America so thou can watch DCOMs.
But you know what? I have to say, it may have been worth it, because with NordVPN, I am living my best life out here. I've got privacy, I've got internet security, and I've got the flexibility to control where the internet thinks I am currently based.
Which is enormously helpful if you are in hell, because you can't access many websites from hell.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why it's hell.
Yeah. Or like, oh no, it's
all
that
your favourite websites.
In hell, your Wi-Fi shows us connected, but no pages will load.
Oh, and there's a landing page that you accidentally press X on and you can't get it to come back.
It would never,
so you can't
ever come back. And
it's never coming back again. Well, that's great news, Luke, and our listeners can enjoy the same privileges as you down there in hell by going to nordvpn.com/momcan'tcook and using the code momcan'tcook, all one word, for 4 extra months on the 2-year plan and to protect their internet connection and privacy online.
Yep, I've used NordVPN for years. I really like it. It's very straightforward, very simple. It uses nifty cutting-edge technology to keep your devices malware-free and your online activities safe from strangers' eyes. It would take the world's most powerful computer billions of years to unencrypt your data, I'm reading here. I mean...
They've probably got one of those in hell, though. So that's why...
they do, yeah. They're unencrypted.
That's why you need to be as protected as possible.
Unencrypting as fast as they can down here, but they can't beat Nord.
Yeah.
That's what Satan keeps saying. I can't beat Nord.
It can't beat Nord. So that's NordVPN, more powerful than Satan the devil.
Hey, speaking of NordVPN, did you know that they've launched a new cool service, Andy? Well, they have.
I didn't. What is it?
It's Saily. It's an eSIM. Do you want to know what an eSIM is? The look on your face says yes, Luke.
Oh, I know what an eSIM is, Luke. I use eSIMs all the time, but you tell the listeners about how useful and good they are.
Far be it from me to Mr. eSIM here. No, fine, no, I had a whole speech prepared, but no, you go for it. Go on, then. No, go on. Then.
No, well, an eSIM, if you've ever been lost abroad or badly need an internet connection with no Wi-Fi spot in sight, you'll understand what difference an eSIM can make. It provides an internet connection wherever you travel and saves you money on roaming fees.
Damn it, he's doing a really good job. It's way better than what I was going to say. Idiot, Luke. Yeah, you've got to check out Saily. It's really cool. eSIMs are fantastic. They're a really convenient way to stop getting ripped off when you're roaming. I tell you who should be in hell. Networks who charge a lot for roaming. Am I right?
Yeah, and also it works on your phone. You don't have to swap in and out any SIM cards. It's all done via menus in your phone. It's as easy as it could be. You could even use it on a flip fork from hell. It would work on that as well, probably.
Yeah, as long as you read the manual or didn't throw that away. So we have a code, don't we, for the good listeners, Andy?
Yes, so you can get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans. Simply download the Saily app and use code MomCan'tCook, all one word, at checkout, or visit saily.com/MomCan'tCook to sign up for an eSIM and save. I used an eSIM recently when I was traveling through Asia. It was enormously easy, straightforward. I could use data just as I would at home, and I had no unexpected bills when I got back. I knew exactly what I was spending, and it made everything so much easier, so I would heartily recommend it. So that is saily.com/MomCan'tCook for an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans.
Andy, I'm looking to save time and money and stress less this holiday season, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to go...
Yep, I know what you're going to
say.
go
on the Griffelkin diet. I'm only going to eat slime and mold and poop.
That is not what I was expecting him to say, actually.
Because it's everywhere, isn't it? Slime, mold and poop. It's all over the place, so it should be easy. It will save me time on meal prep. I think it's going to be brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to load up a big plate now.
Yeah, okay, well, you could do that, or you could do the much easier and more delicious... Okay, you've already started eating, but a much easier and more delicious option, Luke, would be to sign up for HelloFresh, because whether you're craving hearty comfort food, trying to please picky eaters, or looking for a calorie-smart meal plan, HelloFresh has all those options and more available on a rotating menu of 50 recipes to choose from every week.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Put down that plate of poop, Luke. Easily customized recipes so each meal is just the way you like it. There are always options available to trade or upgrade proteins or swap out side dishes.
Yep, and check out the HelloFresh Market for over 100 add-on items. I'm talking desserts, I'm talking quick breakfast, snacks, I'm talking a lot more. There are Thanksgiving items as well to help wow a crowd with minimal effort on your part. Not that anyone has to know.
Folks, I use HelloFresh. I have done for ages. I really like it. It's great being able to pick from a wide array of meal options for the week. And like it says, you can upgrade your stuff. I recently added chorizo to a stew that I was making. And it made it 10 times better because it had chorizo in it. And chorizo makes everything better. So you can sign up for HelloFresh and get 10 free meals by going to hellofresh.com/free-mum-can't-cook. That's applied across 7 boxes, new subscribers only, varies by plan. So that's 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to hellofresh.com/free-mum-can't-cook and get 10 whole free meals to eat with your mouth and enjoy.
That's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Then we get an odd scene of Anne trying to give Matthew Lawrence some advice. It's
ice hockey advice.
Yeah, so it's during a game, but he's on the bench, and Anne is like, "Oh, hey, Matthew Lawrence, you know, when someone zigs, maybe you should try zagging because he's always favouring his left leg and whatever." He is dismissive and doesn't care, And then he says, it's not my fault, Anne, that I'm on this side of the glass and you're not.
I don't think she wanted to be an ice hockey player.
No.
I don't know. This film is so confusing in terms of, like, the two of them used to ice skate together.
Yes.
They used to do the same thing together.
Yes.
And it never tells you if that was figure skating or ice hockey.
Or both.
Or both.
Or one was
some
doing
kind of
one...
combination sport. You do half an hour of ice hockey and half an hour of figure skating.
Like, go figure, you do figure skating, but in impossible ice hockey skates, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so annoying but they're like, oh, she was going to go for gold. I don't think ice hockey players and figure skaters train together, no matter what the Disney Channel original movie Go Figure tells you.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think that's a thing.
Such different disciplines.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm sorry that I made it to the NHL and you didn't make it to the gold medal of the Olympics, which are the two things we were both training for at the same time.
This scene is oddly placed, though, anyway, because it's just Matthew Lawrence being a real dick to Anne.
Yeah.
He's already sold his soul, but he doesn't mention it. No one mentions anything. Griffelkin's not there.
Yeah.
And then the scene just sort of finishes after he's horrible to her. And then... And
she storms off.
This is a perfect illustration of how this movie's pacing is just so bonkers. We then get a news montage.
Uh-huh.
We don't really see anything, but we just get a news report that tells us that the Demons are winning their 13th game in a row, all thanks to the much maligned Dave Heinrich.
Yeah, Matthew Lawrence is on a hot streak.
And they're now the odds-on favourite to win the Stanley Cup. So that's it. 15 seconds. He's like, 1 minute, he's being a douchebag to Anne next to a hockey rink. Then the news tells us, oh yeah, they've nearly won the Stanley Cup. And I'm like, wasn't that supposed to be the movie? Isn't that what the movie was going to be? Them winning the Stanley Cup.
But the thing, it's... So there's like 82 games in an NHL season.
Yeah.
The team were doing poorly.
Yeah.
They've won 13 games in a row, so they've sort of corrected a bit.
Yeah.
But later on, we'll find out that they can't possibly be more than halfway through the season. So I don't know why anyone's making this kind of call at this point. It's annoying.
It's really annoying. And they just fast forward through what should be the meat of the movie. All this stuff, like it should be happening in parallel to them being supernaturally, devilishly. It's never even made clear how they're winning. Like, has he been given?
No, I was expecting like a montage of like them using satanic magic to like win games and stuff.
Yeah, or like. Because he is an athlete, he's competitive, he probably doesn't want to win the Stanley Cup just by everyone else being given diarrhea on the night or something. He probably wants to win the Stanley Cup, like, I don't know, he's given supernaturally good hockey power or something, or it's like...
Or maybe it's like a sort of, the rest of the team are like the Monstars from Space Jam.
Yeah.
To everyone else, they look like human beings, but to Dave, they look like demons, and they're like kicking ass on the ice field.
Yeah.
The ice field? That can't be right.
But that would be good, yeah. Replace all of these nobodies who aren't even like named characters.
Yeah.
You know, replace them all with a team of like Hellspawn who always pass to Dave and always get him the glorious win.
Set him up and get him the glory points.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just they montage it in a news report, and then
it happens off camera.
Yeah, we get a short scene of Dave calling Anne. She's not home, and he's like, "Hey, I don't know why you haven't called me back." And then we get another scene of Griffelkin saying things for about a minute.
Yeah, more voice memos. This one's about who should go to hell: police, politicians, pedestrians, joggers, anyone who exercises.
A guy called Paul.
He says the guy who produced that Walker, Texas Ranger show, which really. I was so annoyed about this. So
specific.
Because I was like, oh, that's specific. What does that mean? I should probably try and find out. I had never seen Walker, Texas Ranger, so I had to look it up and figure out what the show's whole vibe was. Mm-hmm. It turns out the show had a very moralistic tone, so I guess the idea was a devil wouldn't like that show's existence because it was like pushing traditional morals. Although that said, I did watch a clip on YouTube and it was Texas Ranger Chuck Norris strangling a criminal in a shopping centre. So I don't know how moralistic it was exactly.
I think the executive producer of Walker, Texas Ranger was Chuck Norris. And to be fair, I mean, it's not a bad call.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
So
Matthew Lawrence is asked by the press why the team is doing so good. Made a little deal with the devil, he jokes.
Yeah, everyone laughs.
And yet, there seems to be sadness in his eyes. After a game, Griffelkin chats with Matthew Lawrence, who seems a little bit blue, and Griffelkin's like, what's up? You got buyer's remorse?
Griffelkin is still hanging around Matthew Lawrence for some reason, despite their transaction being complete.
Yeah, what is this? 13th game in a row? So this is 13 weeks probably later? How often is a hockey match? Surely not more than once a week in the NHL.
Yeah, so I would say at minimum this is 3 months after the sole contract took place.
Yeah, he's just been wandering around traffic making voice memos about Chuck Norris.
Sure.
So he's like, what, doesn't Anne like your winning streak? And Matthew Lawrence says, oh yeah, can't get her off the phone. He says it witheringly. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves a winner, he says sarcastically and sadly.
Yeah, it seems his relationship with Anne is bad.
So Griffelkin is like, what's this? I don't understand. Why is my human feeling sad? So he goes to talk to Gabby, who has a new job.
Again, why is he your human? You've done your thing now. You're done.
Yeah.
Why are you still here?
The soul belongs to Satan. Move on.
Move on. Do something else.
He's not... Also, this is what's wild about it. Griffelkin doesn't have to hang around because he is not involved in making the demons win the Stanley Cup. Somehow,
no,
it's not...
His job is done.
Somehow, it's not important that he's there because we don't know how he's mechanically making it so that they win every game. So Griffelkin has just left the plot, and then he just occasionally pops back because he's got this weird, very uncharacteristic sort of affection for his human. Anyway.
Yeah, so he goes to see Gabby, who is making cars back into each other. It seems low ambition.
Yeah.
He says to her, after you close a deal, do humans ever go through post-soul withdrawal? And she says, oh yeah, it's called sentimental setback. It happens. Why don't you see if you can patch things up between Matthew Lawrence and Anne?
Well, yeah.
What? Why? What? Why?
Yeah. He says that playing Cupid would be stepping into another union's territory and he might be a devil, but he is no scab. And then I thought, weird that the devil is pro-union, but then I remembered who made this film.
It's just like, yeah, put that in there.
Yeah, good.
But also, like, the concept of, like, Christian hell in this movie, sending up someone to, like, seduce and torment and get, like, Matthew Lawrence to sell his soul, and they're like, oh, we got his soul, nice, but he looks sad.
He looks sad, though.
He looks sad, and he's broke up with his girlfriend. Maybe we should do something nice for him.
If he went to Gabby and was like, oh, is this weird? She should be like, you're weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you to the demon mulching bit.
Yeah, you're going to get mulched now.
You've gone wrong. You're clearly a defective demon. Like, what have you been doing for 3 months? Like, just...
It's nuts. So we see Anne ice skating. Griffelkin is watching her. She stops and is like, do I know you? And he says, sure, I'm a 22-year-old friend of your 8-year-old brother.
Yeah, and she's like, oh yeah, cool, good. Fine then. Oh yeah, mentioned, nice. He did mention that he's got a new 22-year-old friend.
With a goatee.
Yeah. He's shouting nonsense at Anne at what I would call a threatening volume. But she just guesses that he's here to get an interview with Matthew Lawrence's ex. Off the record, she says, 5 years ago when we were at Nationals, brackets question mark, skating was something we did because we enjoyed it. We'd sneak off to Playland for a little whirl. It's where we kissed for the first time. The place is closed down now, though, and so are the memories. Yeah.
The Stanley Cup obsession made him forget why he laced up skates in the first place, she says. She then skates off, and Griffelkin falls over several times in a row, and the scene ends.
Cut to Playland, an abandoned amusement park. So we've got Griffelkin and Dave. They're your little minifigs that you're placing in the sort of board of
on the combat
grid of abandoned amusement park Playland. He's trying to make the memories flow. He's like, oh, you and Anne, remember when you were competing for spots on the Nationals? You would get a corn dog. He magics a corn dog into Matthew Lawrence's hand. Then suddenly Lewis and Anne show up. Because this is that thing where you sort of trick people into going on a date.
Yeah.
Anne sees Dave, Matthew Lawrence, holding a corn dog in this abandoned, shut-down theme park and is like, oh, great, you got me a corn dog. Not like, where the did you get that? Don't tell me you made that at home.
No, that's been here since it closed down.
Take a bite.
So Anne and Matthew Lawrence go on the ride, the spin out.
It's like
Griffelkin makes it go.
What kind of ride is this? Is this what a tilt-a-whirl is?
No, it's like a carousel, but like a swing. One of the ones where you're on a swing and you get sort of raised into the sky and then you sort of swing around in the sky.
Yeah. Griffelkin makes it spin around at 1,000,000 miles per hour so that they die.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. A game of street hockey starts. Matthew Lawrence gives little Lewis some sage advice on the Heinrich maneuver.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Look, Lewis, I know you think I'm some self-centered, overpaid athlete, but I got the moves." "Okay, girly man," says Griffelkin in some kind of accent. "Let's try to enter the house of Griffelkin." And then Matthew Lawrence hits balls at him over and over and over again.
Matthew Lawrence and Lewis are sort of finally bonding a little, though. Enough for Lewis to show Matthew Lawrence his own hockey move, the Louis leftover. And I could be wrong, but I think this is a good time for a clip.
Okay, fine.
Why don't you show him your Louis leftover maneuver?
Hey, have you been keeping something from me?
It's nothing. It's just something I've been tooling around with.
Well, come on, have at it. Show me.
Sis, here, hold this for a second, all right? So anyway, the wings are skating around in a circle like this, passing back and forth to the defenseman. Then, just when the defenseman gets drawn in, the center passes the guy hanging on the slide, and he knocks it upstairs for the goal, and he wins. It's a trick play called the Louis leftover, because, you know, I'm Louis.
It's not bad. You know, I really like that. That could come in handy someday.
Thanks.
Yeah, provided you ever learn how to pass.
That's it. Gloves are off.
So, yeah, this ends with Matthew Lawrence advancing on Anne and Lewis with his hands up as if to fight them.
Yeah, he mimes sort of punching her in the face several times. And then the scene ends.
Yeah, but, you know, the things are going charmingly. Later, Griffelkin calls Skid and Mark to tell them that he's feeling strange new feelings. He feels good. They say it's HAS, human attachment syndrome. Griffelkin makes them promise not to tell anyone, and we cut immediately to Miss B's office where they're telling her, "I might just have to make a little substitution," she says, furious that Griffelkin has gone off message.
Yeah, and then she has a big argument with Marie Antoinette, who she still keeps on her desk for some reason.
And Marie Antoinette bites her hand, they spin around screaming for about 45 seconds.
So, back at Dave Heinrich's penalty box.
The theme restaurant, yeah.
The Matthew Lawrence theme restaurant.
So Matthew Lawrence.
I'll have a Mrs. Doubtfire burger, please.
Comes with a wicked cup of cocoa.
I would unironically eat at the Matthew Lawrence.
Oh my God, yes, totally. So Matthew Lawrence brings plates over to the table and says, "Food," and laughs.
Like an alien.
Yeah. Food. She says, "Matthew Lawrence, right when I've written you off, you turn around and go human on me. Maybe you really do have a soul." The blood drains from his face, obviously, because he realizes that he's keeping a secret, that he's sold his soul to Satan.
Also, there's the song in the background is going, "Why'd you give your soul away?" It's like the most literal soundtrack.
Matthew Lawrence.
Oh, Matthew Lawrence, you shouldn't have done it.
Anne won't be happy when she finds out. So
he says, "Anne, remember how I said I'd do anything to win a Stanley Cup? I might have done something to make that happen. But suddenly the news comes on, and the newsman who delivers all the plot of this film is back.
Yeah.
He says Matthew Lawrence has been unceremoniously traded to the last place Annapolis Angels for some reason."
Yeah, Matthew Lawrence, who clearly was not apprised of this important news regarding his career, is like, "Traded?" Then, for reasons I don't really understand, we then cut to Anne and Lewis storming off furiously in, of course, a VW Beetle.
Sure.
It's probably being driven to the Xenon set.
It's being borrowed from the Xenon set.
They stole it from the Xenon set.
But Xenon sold it from them as well.
Eisner's handing out these briefcases full of budget. He's like, "Steal, kill, do whatever you have to, but come back with 85 minutes.
For filmmaking royale. There's different briefcases dotted around the island. Some have got the keys to a VW Beetle.
Dotted around
Some have got
Toronto.
up to $5,000 in cash. One of them's got a semi-convincing dragon costume.
Look at the filmmaker to your left. Look at the filmmaker to your right. Prepare yourself to kill these people.
There goes the klaxon.
In your briefcase's modest budget and a weapon.
Oh, God. All I've got in this briefcase is Eric Von Detten and some rollerblades. What am I going to do with these?
You look over your shoulder and Greg Beeman emerges from a bush.
Brandishing a sharpened stone. Hand over those rollerblades and that Eric Von Detten.
Now I've got double budget, $20.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
When nightfall comes, we can eat Eric Von Detten.
So, I don't know why Anne and Lewis are storming off. I think the idea is that Anne now thinks that Matthew Lawrence was only being nice to them and hanging out with them at Playland because his career had ended. And so he was now thinking...
Oh, I thought that they were mad because he was going to Annapolis and he didn't tell them.
Oh, no, I didn't think that. I thought it was either the thing I said, or they're furious that he's not successful anymore, or is being... I don't know.
Okay, well, the film doesn't explain why they're mad.
They just storm off and leave.
Yeah, and then Matthew Lawrence is mad at Griffelkin, who says he doesn't know why that happened.
Yeah.
He says he'll work it out, but Matthew Lawrence drives away angry, and he's like, Davey, no.
Yeah, so Griffelkin calls Miss B's office. She's murdering a training dummy in her office.
She's punching a dummy 1 million times for some reason. Griffelkin gets Marie Antoinette on the phone, and she puts her on to Beelzebub. He says, hey, what's going on with Matthew Lawrence? That wasn't nice. And then Satan the Devil says, yeah, exactly. Now come back to hell, idiot.
Yeah, Griffelkin doesn't do that. Instead, we cut to the parking lot with Gabby. He's been told that the next hellhound out of here, back to hell, is at 5 o'clock. And then the next one isn't for 900 years. And at this point, I feel a sense of calm. Because when someone says in one of these movies, the next hellhound out of here is at 5 o'clock, I'm like, cool.
The film has now started a clock.
We are into our last
structure.
20 to 30 minute. This is the dip. This is the low point. We've only got now a few hours until 5 o'clock to set everything right again. That's not what the film's going to do. Instead, the film's going to sort of go on in this way for about another 10 minutes, and then it's going to begin. So
we really are just spinning our wheels still here, folks.
Yeah. Dave is like, yeah, listen, Gabby, something's up. There's a mistake in Dave's contract.
Now, see, I offered Dave the Stanley Cup.
Au contraire, you promised the demons the Stanley Cup. It says right here, red and white, in exchange for Mr. Heinrich's soul, we hereby promise to deliver 1 Stanley Cup to the Delaware demons. Your standard boilerplate soul exchange as far as I can see.
Well, yeah, but there wasn't supposed to be a trade. I mean, like, that's not fair.
It never is. Come on, you gotta remember who you're dealing with here. Hello.
All right, hypothetically speaking, if I were Dave, and I wanted to get my soul back, how would I go about doing that? You know, if that's really what I wanted to do.
Speaking hypothetically.
Of course, sure.
The obvious thing would be to prevent the demons from winning the Stanley Cup. No cup, no deal.
So it's all in the fine print. It's the demons who are promised the Stanley Cup, not Matthew Lawrence himself.
Yeah.
So loophole.
And it's quite annoying that there's less than 30 minutes left of the movie, and it's now like, oh, what if we had to get a losing team to win the Stanley Cup?
That's what we've just been doing for the last half an hour.
That's what we want.
The team were losing, and now they're winning so they can get the Stanley Cup, and now we've reset the entire premise, and we're going to do it again a second time.
Now, this talented player and his demon friend have to help a struggling team win the Stanley Cup.
Literally what we've been doing for half an hour.
No. But don't get excited. We're not doing it yet. No one's actually. This is just us like foreshadowing. We're not there yet. No one's explicitly saying what they're going to be doing.
Yeah. So back in hell, Marie Antoinette says a bunch of things it's impossible to understand because of her accent. The hell bus turns up and Griffelkin isn't on it. Beelzebub is mad. On the surface, we see Griffelkin hitchhiking to Annapolis, Maryland.
It's another quick cut, probably improvised scene. And we meet the Annapolis Angels. This is the new team. They are falling over. They can't stand up.
Yep. The soundtrack for this is all Caribbean steel drums for some reason.
Yes.
Even though we're in Annapolis, Maryland.
Now, we've spent an hour
in the Bahamas.
We've spent an hour with the demons, the team. None of them were named. We're now going to be introduced to the ragtag bunch of misfits that make up the Annapolis Angels.
That make up one of the 32 teams in the National Hockey League.
But you know what? I'm not even mad about that anymore. What I'm mad about now is that a ragtag group of misfits who have to, against all odds, win a sports tournament should be a very straightforward decom or Disney TV movie it should be a slam dunk. But it's literally gone an hour. And now they're like, oh, this goalie, the name is Ozone. His eyesight used to be 20/20. Ozone because there's like holes in it.
Because there's holes in him.
Holes in his defence, yeah. His eyesight used to be 20/20, but the team bus ran him over.
Backed over his head. We see another player who is always doing the worm.
Practising his winning
because
dance.
He's practising it for when he finally wins a game.
And then there's Marvin.
He has the best shot in the league, but will only do it when insulted.
Yeah, he won't give it up unless provoked.
The coach insults his mother.
Yeah.
The coach insults his mother, and Marvin fires a power shot at him and Matthew Lawrence and shatters the glass behind them. Oh, geez, he says.
And another player limps past who's called Bukowski, and his thing is that he's too nice and sensitive for ice hockey.
Yeah, he sort of skates past slowly panting and saying oxygen.
So when I say his thing is that he's too sensitive for hockey, this again is me like taking a stab with my Cluedo card, right? Like I'm playing Cluedo, but half the pieces are missing. Like half the cards aren't in there. Okay. So Matthew Lawrence gets on the phone to Lewis, an unconcerned Lewis. He's like, "Listen, Lewis, everything's going to be fine." Lewis is like, "Okay, I'm going to take care of everything, Lewis." And Lewis is like, "Whatever."
Right.
Fine. Lewis won't put him on with Anne. Once again, the call's being screened. Griffelkin shows up to this practice. Griffelkin is like, "I never knew this would happen, Matthew Lawrence, I swear." And then he has the idea to try and make the bad team good, but
using the flip
fork. But his flip fork is glitching. He must have shorted it out when he helped Matthew Lawrence and Anne, i.e. doing some good. So now his hell phone isn't working.
Yeah, his positive energy might have shorted out the flip fork, he says. "English, please," says Matthew Lawrence. "I did good," says Griffelkin.
In the parking lot later, Griffelkin approaches Matthew Lawrence again. I don't know why this had to be another scene, because it's the same characters and having the same conversation. He said, like one of them needed the toilet.
It's like one of them stormed off into their trailer for 4 hours and it got dark.
Griffelkin is like, there is another way, and he explains to Matthew Lawrence that according to the fine print, if the demons don't win, there's no deal. So as long as the demons don't win the Stanley Cup, actually Matthew Lawrence's soul is safe.
Yeah, so Matthew Lawrence says, "Oh, do you think I can take the last place Annapolis Angels to a Stanley Cup?" And then Griffelkin says, "Sure, if you want to be great, you've got to prove to the world that you can make all the players around you great."
Yeah, that probably would be the good premise for a film.
That would have been a good movie to be building up to over 90 minutes.
Also, does he though? Because the Angels don't need to win the Stanley Cup. The Demons just need to not win it.
Yeah.
And it's been made very clear that the Demons' winning streak is only thanks to Matthew Lawrence. And they're only 13 games in, and there are 82 games in a season. So probably the Demons' winning streak will just fall off because their star player has gone.
Their star player and their sort of satanic boost that they've been receiving.
Are both gone. So,
well, no, I think the satanic boost will continue because Beelzebub wants them to win so she can get Matthew Lawrence's soul, right?
Yes, but she's not. We know for certain that Beelzebub isn't.
Again,
doing...
this is me. This is me Obra-Dinning a motive into a box and seeing if it lights up green.
We know
or not,
but we know. Yeah, this is me in an Ace Attorney game presenting everything to everyone and waiting for the music to stop.
See, objection. Music keeps going down. All right, reload.
All right, reload. Yeah, but we know that Beelzebub isn't helping the demons currently because she shows up to help at the end, right? So she must not have been contributing any supernatural magic until that point. So how would the demons keep winning?
The point is, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything by saying that the Angels do make it to the Stanley Cup game.
Yeah.
Which means that if they're in last place now and they win enough games to make it into like the second place in the league to play for the Stanley Cup, there must be something like 40 games left in the season, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah. There's 82 games in a season, so they're not that far through at this point.
So
there must be like most of a season to go.
Yeah. So the Demons are going to be like 13 wins, like 50 losses. They're not going to be in the Stanley Cup game.
Yeah. Like you don't need to do any of this. You could just let events
Or I tell you what would be easier, would be rather than like coaching these guys to the Stanley Cup game, would be going to all of the players' houses and breaking their legs with an iron pipe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're not winning then, are they?
Yeah, just sabotage the Demons.
Yeah.
Not that you have to, because you're the only good player and you've left.
Yeah. We saw their other players. They were all like hockey sticks falling on them and they were getting buried under them.
Okay. So you've got to start giving up the puck, Matthew Lawrence, says Griff. You really think that I could be a team player, says Matthew Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, says Griffelkin. And if you can't, the devil is going to rip the soul from your body. We cut to Matthew Lawrence in the locker room. He's telling the Angels that they have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. From now on, he says, the old Matthew Lawrence is history. He's going to be one for all and all for one. They clap, and the one with poor vision sprints as fast as he can into a wall.
Yeah, he gets so fired up he runs into a wall and hurts himself quite badly.
Yeah.
We get a montage of hockey set to You Sexy Thing by Hot Chocolate, but they've changed the word sexy to hockey.
You hockey thing.
I believe in miracles. Where are you from?
You hockey thing.
So stupid.
Hang on a minute. I just want to know if the lyrics get any more explicit than that later on. Miracles right before my eyes. You hockey thing got me hypnotized. My angel from above lying next to me. How did you know? Been a long time coming, only just begun.
It's got that bit where it says, now you're lying next to me, making love to me, right?
Yeah, now you're lying. Keep doing what you're doing, you hockey thing. You hockey thing come into my life. Oh, kiss me, you hockey thing. Touch me, baby, you hockey thing. I love the way you touch me, darling, you hockey thing. Oh, it's ecstasy, you hockey thing.
Oh, God.
Brilliant. Okay, so
we see Dave tell Marvin that his mother is ugly. He scores a goal. On the sports news, which delivers all the plot of this movie, it says that Dave now leads the league in assists. It seems to be mostly insulting Marvin, but that's fine.
Yeah.
The goalie is also better now for some reason.
Yeah, why? I don't know. If you made this the plot of the movie, you could have had a scene where Matthew Lawrence inspires each individual member of this ragtag group of misfits to excel.
Or fixes their problems. Maybe he realizes that the goalie's glasses are the wrong prescription or something and fixes it. I don't know. The goalie just magically gets better for no reason.
Maybe you got a defenseman who has trouble at home and a chip on his shoulder about his impoverished background or something, and they can reconcile over that. They can make their peace there and start working as a team. There are all sorts of things you can do, and I know
they have to really rush through it because they spent 60 minutes of Will Friedel just riffing.
And by really rush through, I cannot overstate how it is literally a news report is like, hey, the Angels are winning now. They're winning the Stanley Cup.
The goalie can play hockey now for some reason.
Yeah.
The one earlier who could barely walk and was gasping for oxygen is now Boom Boom Freight Train Bukowski, the one-man wrecking crew.
And why? Because Matthew Lawrence now passes.
Because Matthew Lawrence now occasionally gives up the puck, which inspired him to become a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, we get another scene of him taunting Marvin. He says, hey, Marvin, your girlfriend's even ugly. And then Marvin scores.
Yeah.
Because... We get scenes of the bad goalie saving loads of shots.
Yeah, again, unexplained why he can now do this.
Yeah,
this
is like it's an any
because further up the ice, Matthew Lawrence has passed the puck, and so naturally it has made him a preternaturally gifted goaltender. Why did they
introduce us to the goalie? He is the one who it makes the least sense to improve because Matthew Lawrence starts passing the puck. This is like an any percent speed run of the turning a gang of misfits into a coherent team.
Of a misfit sporting movie. Yeah. Maybe that would, it feels like a challenge. It's like, how much of this movie can we waste and still get through an entire ragtag sports team arc?
Yeah.
I reckon we could do an hour. We could spin our wheels for an hour, and we could still arc the ragtag sports team.
Yeah. Oh man,
you're on.
Yeah, this is how they get off those sick filmmakers. They're like,
they're all in a gentleman's club in top hats making wagers.
I bet I can.
I bet you I could easily get through a sports team arc in 30 minutes.
Phileas Fogg, you damnable fool! There's no way you can delay the arc beginning until the 63rd minute. It can't be done.
£100 says I can, and I'll meet you in front of the Reform Club on the 16th of December with the finished film in hand, sir.
And if you watch it through, you'll see that it's basically total bullshit until the 63rd minute. And then you'll...
Absolutely nothing will happen.
You're quickly introduced...
And then suddenly it'll become a ragtag sports movie.
You're quickly introduced to a ragtag team. And they get good off camera. And win the Stanley Cup off camera. So,
Fogg, you're mad.
So, yeah, now Bukowski, his new thing is he plays extremely aggressively. This is what makes me think that his thing before was being sensitive, even though we even saw nothing.
I thought his thing before was breathing difficulties.
But the news anchor presents his run of form as if it's a big personality turnaround.
I see.
My notes say, which maybe it is, I half remember a 1 second scene of him skating past, going air, like he's out of breath. So,
well, because drag it into the box and see if it turns green.
Yeah, right. Because this is the tool-assisted speed run of a sports movie.
So the Angels have apparently now made it into the Stanley Cup finals against the Demons thanks to the efforts of Dave. Once a puck hog, now a team leader.
If this was really the NHL, nobody would watch. Who would want to watch only slightly good players win a league of idiots? Again, it makes sense if it's school, but imagine everyone cheering up. It's like, cheering and be like, "Way, this is the pinnacle of hockey in the world."
Yeah, this is as good as hockey gets. This is like 50% of what we do in Canada.
Yeah, 2 teams where almost all of the players fall over all of the time.
Yeah,
let's see who wins. Who cares?
It's nuts. So at home, Matthew Lawrence calls Anne. She doesn't pick up. He leaves her a message saying to call her. In hell, Beelzebub sees the news about Matthew Lawrence and is mad. Book me on the next hell bus to Delaware, she says. So she's coming up to interfere personally.
So 6 messages have been left for Anne, but she's not calling back, which is weird because the more messages you leave, the more people want to call you back.
Indeed. So it's the day of the big game, the Stanley Cup finals. It all comes down to this, says the announcer. Game 7, here to decide who gets to drink from Lord Stanley's mug. I don't know what that means.
I looked it up. It's a not that commonly used nickname, I think, for the Stanley Cup. Like Old Harry. I think it's a sort of, if you know, you know. Sure. But you probably should assume people don't know.
People don't know, because it's weird. Matthew Lawrence is distraught that Anne and Lewis haven't come to watch.
Yes. Suddenly, before the game starts, Anne and Lewis come to watch. I thought maybe they would appear at the last minute, but then I remembered that this is the last minute of the film because there's no time. And you know what? To demonstrate that, we crossfade from the opening face-off, and by face-off I mean the technical bit where they drop the puck on the floor and 2 players have to fight for it. We crossfade from that to 1 minute 20 left in the 3rd period. So we've skipped.
Yes.
We've literally skipped. We don't even see it in montage. We just delete almost all of the climactic game. Demons 3, Angels 2.
We have skipped 58 minutes and 40 seconds of the hour-long game.
Yeah, that's incredible. Also, there's a jug band playing throughout this sort of climactic final. It's like...
Yeah. It's sort of comedy part music. Yeah. The Angels are down 3-2, but then Matthew Lawrence tells Marvin that his mother is ugly and then skates behind the net.
Yes.
And Marvin, trying to kill Matthew Lawrence with a power puck, hits it into the goal, and now the game is tied up with a minute remaining.
It's just nothing. It's now 3-3. Suddenly, Miss B strides into the stadium.
Yeah, dressed as Satan.
She's got a... Yeah, suddenly Satan strolls into the...
Satan strolls in dressed as Satan.
Yeah, with a big pitchfork. She says, "May the fork be with you." And then she points her pitchfork at Bukowski, who, under demonic influence, violently checks Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah.
"You oaf," yells another player to popular character Bukowski.
Everyone is distraught. Griffelkin scans the crowd and sees Beelzebub.
Sees Satan.
Sees Satan in the crowd. "Hello, Mrs. B," he says. Matthew Lawrence is stretched out. His bones are crushed.
Yeah. A woman tells a cackling Miss B to sit down. Then they argue when the woman's husband gets involved. And then she uses demonic magic to make him tiny. Everyone sees this happen. Yep. He shrinks down to the size of like a little ventriloquist puppet. And he says, "What's going on? I'm really small." And that's that scene.
Yeah. He says, "What's going on? I'm really small. Tiny." The scene ends.
The little puppet man looks at the director. Is that a scene or?
Small. I'm not as big as I used to be. I'm a small guy now. I was a big guy, but now I'm small.
Tell you what, if I'm this small in hell, those sulfur lakes are going to seem super big.
I was going to drink out of a normal mug. Well, I have to drink out of a thimble or something because I'm small now.
Yeah. Hey, but at least my wife won't be so cross with me taking up so much room in the bed. That's it, surely. That was all right.
Surely that's all
surely
you need.
That's time. Surely
No.
that's scene. No. Okay.
So, okay, well, this, I guess my clothes will cost less fabric.
I'm so small. Now I know how a hockey puck feels. I would if you hit me. Because of my smallness.
Oh my god. It sucks so bad. Backstage, Matthew Lawrence is carried by others. He has slumped. His bones are paste. There are 45 seconds remaining in the game. Matthew Lawrence is announced that he's out of the game. They take a 5-minute break. Backstage, Griffelkin tends to the stricken Matthew Lawrence. "If I could ever use divine intervention, it's now," he says. And then this happens.
You rang?
Gabby.
What do you think?
How did you...
Gabby, short for Gabrielle. You might say I'm something of a double agent.
Well, great, then can you, flap your wings or you strum the harp or do what you gotta do to get my buddy back out on the ice? Sorry.
Look, I'm afraid it's not going to be so simple. We upstairs are taught to be more hands-off.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. Hands off. Gabby, that doesn't help. We need somebody right now who's gonna be more hands-on, Hey. What? Come here. What is it, Dave? What? I don't know if it's this bump on my head, but I'm feeling a little inspiration coming on.
So, first, I just want to sort of tick off the fact that Gabby shows up as an angel and then says,
"Yeah,
I can't help in any way."
yeah. Gabby, can you help? No.
So the only thing that Gabby the angel does.
Oh my god, an angel, can you help? No, I won't.
The only thing that Gabby the angel does in this film is crash cars. The only actual influence she has on the world of humans is to crash a load of cars.
Hey, guess what? I'm a double agent. I'm a double agent in that I'm not going to help either side. I'm just going to sit here.
And so then we get to the inspiration that Matthew Lawrence mentioned. The inspiration is send Griffelkin out onto the ice in Matthew Lawrence's clothes with his face entirely wrapped in bloodied bandages to render him unidentifiable. Now, you'll remember that thus far we've never seen Griffelkin being good at ice skating, and he isn't.
No.
So he goes out on the ice and immediately falls over and can't play.
Sure.
How this is a good idea escapes me. It would make more narrative sense if they sent Anne out, because then it would cover off her Nationals going for gold arc.
Yeah, and she can actually ice skate.
Yeah, they could send her out in disguise.
But also, why do they... It's not like they're going to lose because they haven't got enough players or anything. They can just carry on without Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah, right? It was like they were...
It's not like the team are like, oh no, without our leader, we won't know what to do.
But maybe that is it. Or maybe there is a kind of they will
Hang on, let me
forfeit.
drag that motive into the box and see if it turns green. Yeah, I guess that is it.
On a sort of orangey green.
Yeah, I don't know what that colour means.
So sensitive Bukowski asks Griffelkin, who's in disguise, if he's okay. Griffelkin mumbles about not knowing anything about ice hockey, and he asks which net they're aiming at. Then they ask what play they should do, and he says, the kid figure eight thing.
Let's run the Louis leftover.
Yeah. Needless to say, there was no time to show a scene of Matthew Lawrence introducing his new team to the manoeuvre known as the Louis leftover.
Nope.
So just take it as read that they're... Just imagine a heartwarming scene where he's like, hey, here's a little trick I picked up while I was having an emotional arc.
Bonding moment with my girlfriend's little brother. So presumably at some point, there was no time to show it, but at some point he taught them the Louis leftover for some reason. Yeah. Coming back for more, Matthew Lawrence, says Beelzebub, and fires a sort of zap from her trident at him. Backstage, it hits and sort of kills Matthew Lawrence, who is like tormented and rolling around.
So Griffelkin is shot with a beam of agonizing magic, but the real Matthew Lawrence / Dave, back in the medical room, contorts in twisting agony. We see him struck 5 times, and by the end, he is he can't move. He is senseless.
So Beelzebub is mad that it isn't working on the figure on the ice, who she doesn't know is Griffelkin. There's 33 seconds left in the game. It restarts. Suddenly we see Matthew Lawrence dressed in ice hockey gear staggering out.
In disguise as a third player.
Yes.
Who is sort of not named or important. He's not actually going onto the ice. He's just there, even though the last thing we saw happening to him was he's definitely unconscious from agonizing blast.
He's been agonizing blasted 5 times and was like in a kind of boneless puddle on the floor. But now he's come out in a different uniform because Griffelkin is dressed as him for some reason, and he can't be in the same uniform, so he's got a uniform of a different player who also isn't on the pitch or mentioned.
He makes it out because he's inspired by hearing that they're doing the Louis leftover play, and I guess he needs to see it. I don't know. Let me drag it in the box.
They're doing my move, says Lewis in the crowd. I don't know who Louis is, but he knows hockey. I can tell you that, says the announcer.
Yeah, the announcer who somehow knows the name of this Louis leftover manoeuvre, even though the hockey players have just started doing it and haven't shouted out loud, hello everyone, what you're about to see is our strategy. It's called the Louis leftover.
New strategy called the Louis leftover.
Here's what it will involve. Here's a diagram.
So they skate around in like big loops, which confuses the demons. It's impossible to keep track of what happens in this scene.
Them. None of them can play except their star player.
No one in the NHL can actually play hockey, it turns out.
Yeah, his star player who is not in the film anymore because he's been agonizing blasted.
Yeah.
So Griffelkin is left alone in front of the goal. He shoots. He misses the puck, then he spins all the way around and hits it and scores in a buzzer-beater situation.
A person who, up until a few weeks ago, had never even heard of ice hockey is able to knock a puck past an NHL goalie.
Yep.
Fine.
The Angels win the Stanley Cup. There are raucous celebrations. That one guy does the worm. That would probably be impactful if this movie was paced properly. Gabby shows up, and after the game, Beelzebub confronts Griffelkin and Gabby. How could you betray us like this? She hisses at Griffelkin. I guess Gabby has just decided to blow her double agent status at this point. Like this is what she's cashing it in here. She's a double agent in hell, and she's like, right, time to show my hand. Here's how I'll cash in my chips by doing nothing. By just showing up at a hockey game and not contributing in any way to thwart hell's scheme.
Yeah. Gabrielle silences Beelzebub. There's some sort of weak banter. The Lord of Hell storms off into the penalty box and vanishes back to hell. Everybody in the arena sees this happen.
Yeah. Like we're supposed to be impressed, says a watching fan. A voice for the audience. So then Matthew Lawrence embraces Anne. He tells Lewis that he can have the trophy for his room. Hey, Matthew Lawrence, says a reporter, what are you going to do next? I'm going to Playland, he says.
What, the abandoned amusement park? Why are you going there?
And we cut to them at Playland, horribly, and I mean horribly, blue-screened onto the ride. It's going at the fatal speed. And everyone is talking and shouting, and then the film actually, genuinely, no word of a lie, smash cuts to credits. Like
Feeling hot plays again.
One frame they're talking, one frame it's credits. Like, it's just sort of like, done, out.
It's done.
What was my time?
Lord Worthington, it seems I managed it. I'll take that £100 now.
Damn!
And you'll print a retraction in the London Times.
So that was HE double hockey sticks. I don't know if I've been this annoyed. I don't know if I felt this. Okay, here's what I'll say. I haven't felt this much despair recapping a movie since we did Get a Clue.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is like Get a Clue levels of
annoying, nonsensical.
Yeah.
Just like the filmmakers don't care. They don't care enough to make any of this make sense or to explain things that the audience needs explained.
The way the third act, like I was sort of tolerating it until the third act came into focus, and then it's like, hey, here's what we have to do: make a ragtag group of misfits win the Stanley Cup, and we literally over an hour
that is
in.
what we've been doing.
Yeah. Why didn't you just name one of the demons Ozone and Bukowski and stuff? It's just a mess. It's such a mess. Really, really hard to like.
Another thing that annoys me is that I don't think Matthew Lawrence is safe either.
Oh.
Because the contract says that the demons just can't win the Stanley Cup. I think for the rest of his life, if the demons ever win the Stanley Cup, he is going straight to hell.
Yeah.
Because there's no time limit on this. It's like, if the demons win the Stanley Cup, you get Matthew Lawrence's soul.
It could also happen post-mortem.
Yeah.
He could die, go to heaven, and then in the year 3000, the demons win.
There's only 32 teams. Eventually, the demons are winning the Stanley Cup.
The demons win the Stanley Cup, and, an angel will appear. Gabby will be like, yeah, so bad news, it happened.
So, so there are 32 teams in the NHL. It's been going for 100 years.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
20 of those 30 teams have won.
That's not looking good.
More than half.
That is not looking good for Matthew Lawrence's soul.
Not looking good for Matthew Lawrence. He's going to get yanked out of heaven.
Yeah.
Screaming. Clawed hands are going to come up out of the ground and drag him screaming to hell at some point. It's going to happen.
He'll just be playing a harp, sat on a cloud, and then suddenly, yoink.
Mm-hmm. Suddenly, he's going to be down in hell, sort of wandering around a factory.
Or something.
Doing accents. Like they do down there. Yeah.
I mean, unless that's just the school for demons and actual hell is somewhere else, I don't know.
Well, it's all we know is that it's humid.
All I know is that I watched all of this film very carefully, and I don't know what happened.
That was HE double hockey sticks.
It's also like Will Friedel, we most recently recapped in My Date with the President's Daughter, where we heaped praise on his.
He was so charming and affable.
I think we compared it to a sort of Marty McFly-esque kind of, oh, brother, how am I getting swept along on this big adventure thing? So we know that it's not Will Friedel's fault.
Oh, it's not Will Friedel's fault at all. I think he's a fine actor. And I just think that there was just a period in the 90s where Jim Carrey did his thing, and then everyone else was like, all right, are you as good as Jim Carrey at doing this?
If no, don't do it.
Do it anyway.
The air is thin at the top in the sort of Jim Carrey comedy space. So, Anyway.
Yeah. The fact is, the two central performances of this film are Will Friedle doing that and Matthew Lawrence being like annoyed and uninterested. Yes,
Matthew Lawrence's character is also not fun or nice.
No.
Or, he's not an underdog. He's not an underdog.
I'm not rooting for him.
No. He's like...
At all. I'm like, maybe he should go to hell. He seems like an asshole.
His thing, his whole, thing is, I hate to pass. I hate to pass it.
Yeah.
I want to do it all. I want to win the Stanley Cup by myself, and I don't want to spend time with my girlfriend.
With my girlfriend? No. Fine. Go to hell. That sounds like probably where you should be, mate. So
okay,
not a recommend.
Okay, let me read you an email from Gary. Thank you, Gary, from Queens, NY.
Oh, cool.
I like this. I like that Gary's put where Gary is from, because I can say Queens, NY, like a New Yorker.
That's how they say it for sure.
They're always saying
Queens, NY.
They're always saying I heart NY. Gary writes, hi, Val and Brink. The song Let's Get Together in Halloween Town High is a bit of the old Eisner synergy. It's a cover of a song from the 1961 Disney classic, The Parent Trap. Pretty cool, right? Gary writes, if you're not familiar, The Parent Trap is about twin sisters separated at birth, one growing up poor and the other quite well off. They have a chance meeting as teenagers and initially make trouble for each other. Soon they become quite close and, with help from a pair of loyal servants, unite to make mischief together and thwart a relationship between a parent and the villain of the film.
Oh my God.
The DCOM writers decided this iconic song belonged in a Halloween film and made the obvious choice. Halloween Town High.
Oh my God.
That's the plot of Twitches. What?
Twitches!
Again, the oxygen that Halloween Town takes up is it's oxygen that Twitches could be breathing.
Yeah.
Give Twitches the room it deserves to just be...
Let Twitches breathe.
Let Twitches breathe. Let Twitches be good. Halloween Town isn't good. Let Twitches do it. Give the song to Twitches.
Just let Twitches have the budget. Let them have the briefcase with your Halloween Town money in it.
Let the Twitches directing team sort of lie in wait in a bush.
Let them into the cornucopia first.
Yeah. Yeah. Let the Twitches team disguise themselves as cake.
Just let them use their cake disguising skills to become a rock.
Okay. I want to read one more email, but I'm desperate to talk about what we're going to be doing next.
Oh, yeah, all right.
This is Lil Bailey. Thanks so much for your email. Andy, you'll enjoy this.
Okay.
It's about The Haunted Mansion 2003. I adored this movie when it came out, and I saw it a few times in theatres. I know what you're thinking. It's terrible. How could you like it so much? Well, what if I told you I went to see it at the El Capitan Theatre in LA as a school field trip, and they had huge portions of the actual sets on display, as well as costumes, props, and Rick Baker's monster mask prosthetics. I grew up in Orange County, California, just 30 minutes from Disneyland, and the Haunted Mansion ride is my all-time favourite. Somehow one of my high school teachers managed to swing a field trip for her and a bunch of students to attend a showing of the Haunted Mansion, and then we walked through the sets and displays afterwards and learned about the Hollywood magic that went into creating the film.
That is so cool. The El Capitan is such a cool cinema.
I know. Being the Disneyland nerd / undiagnosed autistic that I was, I took copious notes and sketches of everything I could, then forced my parents and later some friends to go see the movie again at our local theatre so I could interrupt constantly with insights and behind-the-scenes trivia, like some kind of live commentary track.
Wow. Wow. Who
would do that? So I liked this email because thank you, Lilja, for just providing proof that the movie worked for one person.
Good. And that's all that you want, isn't it? As long as it works for one person.
Did you happen to pay $80 million to see the film? Because that would really help old Eddie.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your emails. You can email the show at momcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. We read all the emails. And yeah, they make us laugh all through the week. Thank you very much for bringing us your treasure. Andy.
Yes.
What are we doing? Well, what are we interrupting our scheduled broadcasting to bring the people?
Well, as we always do around the holiday season, is we're going to switch from Disney Channel movies to Christmas movies, as we do. As you know, our Christmas special is going to be Holiday in Handcuffs. Tickets still available at tinyurl.com/MCC Handcuffs.
And don't say you're going to say Kermode and Mayo instead, because I know it's not true, because there's no tickets left.
Yep. Because there's no tickets left because it's popular. And also, the sound quality of that one is going to be good. Don't worry. It's not going to be repeated the Halloween Town High one. We know what we're doing. It's fine. Yeah. But before that, we have another Christmas film. And we weren't sure which one we were going to do, but we have had an overwhelming number of emails. Messages, DMs. It's been pretty much non-stop since the movie was announced. It is from this year.
Yep.
We will be recapping next time 2024's Hot Frosty. Luke, I will now read you the description from Netflix.
Yes, please.
Where it is currently the #1 film on Netflix.
Okay, yeah. Hit me with it.
A young widow's enchanted scarf brings a handsome snowman to life in this holiday rom-com Variety calls a fun, saucy Secret Santa gift with a soul.
There you go. So that's Variety. So there you go.
Yeah.
So
there you go. A sexual snowman.
Put aside your sexual nutcrackers. We're taking it up a notch. This is one step away from King Santa. This is a sexual snowman.
A sexual snowman comes to life and does stuff to Lacey Chabot.
Also, we'll get into this more in the recap, obviously, but I've heard this movie is part of the Mean Girls universe.
What?
So, like,
No.
there's a character from Mean Girls in it, and in the movie, I mean, the lead was in Mean Girls, and in the movie, there's a bit where they're watching the Netflix film Irish Wish, which...
Oh, God, which I just recently watched.
Yeah,
and
which,
it was
if not for Hot
hilarious.
Frosty,
Yeah.
we 100% would be our next episode.
Yeah.
And she says something like, hey, I knew that girl from high school, I think, because they were both in Mean Girls.
Because it's Lindsay Lohan.
Because Lindsay Lohan in Irish Wish. So yeah, Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty, the sexual snowman movie. It has a PG rating for sex references and upsetting scenes.
You know what?
Upsetting
is change that "and" to brackets. Sex references, brackets, upsetting scenes.
This film contains upsetting snowman sex scenes.
This film contains sex with a snowman, and there's really no way to do that that's not upsetting.
It's going to upset a lot of people.
The establishment
Oh, boy.
aren't going to like this.
Man,
So-
I mean, when I sold my soul at the top of this episode, I didn't think that hell would come so quickly for me. And yet here we are.
Gates yawn open.
Yeah.
Here's Hot Frosty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, folks. Do remember we have a Patreon if you want to listen to bonus episodes of the show.
Loads more content.
Patreon.com/extra helpings. We're moving into the third season of the Disney Channel X-Files for Kids series. So weird.
It's so choice.
It's so good. I wish I could tell more people about this show, and I can tell you about it if you join up at patreon.com/extra helpings. I've just changed
watch-alongs.
my phone wallpaper to a picture of the Phillips Kane Band from So Weird, and it makes me laugh every time I look at it. So you can know what I'm talking about.
Live watch along, live streams, and like message boards and stuff for Mum Can't Cook fans. There's loads of stuff. Yeah, a lot of bonus content if you sign up for the Patreon. So check it out, patreon.com/extra helpings. You can get merch too at mumcan'tcookstore.com or bonesforbowser.com, because I just got an email that's renewed. So
Hey, brilliant.
And
great news. But yeah, if you're looking for the perfect Xmas gift for the Mum Can't Cook fan in your life, why not get them a Patreon membership or some merch?
thank you, Andy, for joining me, and thank you, the listener, and we will see you next time for a Hot Frosty.
For some, it does sound like a sex act, doesn't it? It sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah, it sounds like a innuendo-y named cocktail. Like, sex on the beach. Oh, we got
I'll have a hot frosty.
Have a hot frosty, wink, wink.
Yeah, and it's like a carrot shaped like a dick floating in some hot wine.
I mean, they already have that cocktail. It's a snowball.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Come on into hell. Come on in. Shuffle in there at the back. Everyone, crowd in.
Okay.
This is Assistant Demon Luke.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm Head Satan Andy. We will be assigning your ironic hell punishments. Thanks for coming. We thought it'd be a bit fun. Down here in hell, we like to have fun. We're going to assign everyone some sort of themed punishments this week. So if you could get into groups, you will all be being given eternal punishments based on Disney Channel original movies. That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fun for the people.
We saw, according to your files here, that you were all subscribers to a Patreon for a Disney Channel original movie podcast. That's actually why you're down here.
Mm-hmm. That's why you've
it's the only reason.
It's actually strictly forbidden.
Yes.
In the Bible.
It massively overrid all the good that you otherwise did, and you were. I mean, I'm looking through here. You were great people. Other than this,
absolute saints. Yeah. Unfortunately,
man, you just tanked your rating. Tanked it.
Just absolutely. Yeah. It's actually a bug. It's like Gandhi in Civilization. It's sort of a negative modifier, but it doesn't matter. It's not important. But the point is that we got your punishments here. So if you could line up there, Elizabeth, Adam Steele, Hef, Matthew Cowan, and the Monk. you will all be down here listening to the end credits theme from the 13th year. For the rest of eternity.
That's brutal.
Feeling kind of funky. Yeah, so if you just through that door there, you can't miss it. Just follow them.
Yeah, Z-Man, Ethan Pearson, E.T., Morven Butterworth, and Julian Rundlet. If I could just collect you all together, you are consigned to live on the 8th level of hell with the mole people from Motocrossed. So if you could just...
okay. Well, they'll
you could
enjoy
just
that.
head down there.
Door over there, marked.
Although,
mole people.
ironically, actually, the mole people world is paradise. So congratulations. You've loopholed into mole heaven.
Really lucked out. Sakari Montonen, Chase Baker, Jonathan Villa, Brandon Plesh, and Cara Dennison. You will all spend the rest of eternity being told misleading stories by Marnie from Quince. And then when you think she'll say something, and then you'll go, "Oh, really?" And she'll be like, "No, you clown." And then you'll feel bad about it. So that's the door over there, shaped like Marnie's face, if you just go through that.
Nuka Level, Beanpole, Clarky the Bearded Coach Driver, Philip Stevens, and Mar H. You will be eternally butlering a very, very rich dog. That's your punishment. The dog will ask you to sort of repurpose its whole home, and it's the dog is very, very rich. It'll be a bad time. But Kirk Cameron will be there as well. So you are not the Kirk Cameron in this. Kirk Cameron is also there. He's helping you butler it, but he's going to react really badly to your presence. Real negative energy.
Yeah, it's rough. Christoph, Michael Saul, BC Duchess, and Crescentia Che. You all spend eternity being dissed by Val and his crew, so you start giving them beef right back, and then they want to hit it right there at school, and clearly you can't step off, so you have to battle. So if you could go through the door shaped like a rollerblade over there, you can get started.
Tim Craven, Decom Lover, Angel Beat, Jamie Langford, and Moist Drippings. I have you lot down for kicked to death by 1,000 horses, but you never die. But you might get a land trust out of it, so you never know.
Hey, that's pretty good. Freddie Moore, Definitely Not Steve, Jambo Number 5, Ash, and Rory James. You will unfortunately be spending eternity being owned by the dog from Hounded. You can try and hide behind bathroom doors and stuff, but it will bite its way through eventually. That's the door over there that's all chewed up if you go through that one.
Michael McCowker, Sarah Mattix, Quinn is Teething, Andrew Noble, and Homemade Mask. If one of you could just pop the button on that elevator there, and when it comes, if you could just climb in, because you are going to be spending eternity in a falling elevator with Michael Eisner, but it never hits the ground. Plenty of time for you to think about movie ideas in there.
Mike Kavanagh, Paul Stevens, Will Pohoretsky, Paul Stokes, and Matt S. You'll be spending eternity working in a bakery in which you are overworked, underpaid, and Melissa Joan Hart is doing it with a sexual nutcracker the whole time. So you're going to have to sort of work around that. For eternity, that's the door over there shaped like a nutcracker.
Nerdazoid brackets Sean, Louise brackets Lola, Blake, Rohan Corby, and Andy Meany. Let me just check here. Yes, if you could just... you're going to be heading off to the mystical land of Coventry, but due to an administrative error, you'll be sent to Coventry in the Midlands of the United Kingdom. Specifically, you will be spending eternity on a tour of the Midland Air Museum.
I mean, that sounds pretty interesting.
Oh, well, not after eternity.
I suppose not. John Sharplin, Liz L, Clint, Hannah Lopez, Autumn Holloway, and Business Corgi, you are going to spend the rest of time being lasciviously looked up and down by cowboy Matthew Lawrence, who in this context is your brother. That's the door over there shaped like Matthew Lawrence. If you could just squeeze through that, you'll be on your way.
Vintage, Alicia, Jack, Fabian, Shane Ente, Snowy Owl, and Hypermole. You know that classic hell punishment where you have to sort of push the rock up the hill? Well, this is more downhill. It's an eternal downhill inline race, but Val is going to throw gravel on every corner.
Deadly rocks.
Yeah, deadly rocks. So you'll just sort of fall over, scrape your knees, get up, keep going down. Val will get you again. You'll probably at some point be like, Val, I know you're going to throw deadly rocks, but Val is going to be pretty implacable in this situation, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's going to go on, unfortunately. Andy, Lou Zednick, Ruby Tuesday, Seish, and Rukaila, you will be spending the rest of eternity in political exile as a gas bubble on the planet Zirculon. So
bad luck.
Good luck to you there. Keep fighting the good fight. If you just float on over there.
Will Thomas, Jeebus Piers Jones, Danny Bowyer, Who Needs to Sleep, and Ethan Lappin. Hope you bought sweaters and gloves because you are going to be locked in coffins in Van Helsing's vampire storage facility at the South Pole. Pretty grim down there, I suspect.
Yep. Danny Cat, Cole Mastro, Kyle Bain, Ry Medema, Keith Hall, and Alan St. George. Unfortunately, you will be spending the rest of eternity trapped in the body of Pete Capahala, watching your dad make love to your wife. It's a rough existence, but you knew what you were getting into when you signed up for the Patreon. That's the door over there, shaped like a surfboard.
And Michael Olsen, Courtney Rail, Moon Activist, Sage Borealis, Jotum Funklara, Hannah Kirchner, and Smash Savannah Burger Boys and Girl. Your life is going to appear to be normal. It will seem as if dying and going to hell was just an odd dream. But then an ape is going to slowly supplant you in every aspect of your life. Your husband will just bring it home one day, and then the next thing you know, it's doing your job, it's parenting your children.
That's the worst one. That's absolutely the worst one. All right, thanks everyone. Any stragglers, you can just get caught up in an evil spell that freezes you. And we will see you at the end of time. Thanks for coming.
Bye.